Let's see. I wonder if this is working. I'm going to get my laptop involved because you never know. Good old technology. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. So try and figure this out. Hi, love. Hey, there you are, Victoria. Lucian, hi. Outer King. Hey, Angel Shaw, how you doing? Stefan, hello. V Gates, everybody. Hello. How is everybody? Yasu, Diganis, everybody. Welcome. Salam. Shema khub hastim. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Good Abend. Bonjour, wherever you all from. I don't know, I'm just throwing all the languages that I can. Sally, how you doing, babe? Hi, a tree. For the first time, welcome. Welcome, my friend. Lucia, I'm so happy I saw your community post on time. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Lucia, my darling. I'm so glad that you made it. I wasn't sure if anyone would see it, you know. Let me see. Utah in the USA. Hi, Margarita. Welcome. Hello. Namaste, honey. Hello. I manifested this. Do you know, how do you pronounce this name, hon? Because I always see you. EOW. Is it like Winair, would you say? It would be like silent letters and stuff, right? How do you pronounce that? Because I just love you to bits. I see you all the time. You're such a ray of light. You're always there on the community posts. I'm just like, what a gem. Hetty Spaghetti, I see you too. Hi from Oregon, Sarah. Hi, darling. Arizona. We've got a lot of Americans, by the way. Happy Thanksgiving to my American friends. Arte King, you're from Germany, good old Deutschland. Wo wohnst du in Deutschland? Ah, Victoria, fantastic. Wrote down a week ago, you didn't mention my name again. You know, Stefan, we mention your name quite a lot, actually. I think you would feel quite, I don't know, you probably feel your ears burning at the amount of times that Joseph and I are bring you up, because you often comment about incredible things that you've manifested and techniques that you've been using. So we talk about you. Chelsea from Canada, welcome. Hi, Parrot Singh. For really zen, I think like I've reached the Sabbath state. Just want to stop checking the 3D or being in this state of anticipating. Also, he went for rage bait, but he was trying to talk to me. Interesting. What a beautiful state to be in, though. That good old bit of Sabbath we could do with a little bit Black Sabbath, and we could do with a bit of a rest, can't we? In that day of just being. Let me just bring this up a bit because it's a bit. Is it from Lord of the Rings? So how do you pronounce it? So you said Erwin. Is it Erwin? Is that right, Shirley? Did I pronounce it right? Can someone tell me if I'm pronouncing it right? So Parrot, that is amazing, as you said. So all positive things. I mean, if they're trying to get a reaction from you, you just know. You just know. You matter that much. Dr. Jules, my darling. Thank God it's such a slow day at work. I needed this chat with friends. Dr. Jules, you are in the right place. And I always see you shared your success as well, which I have to congratulate you for and thank you. From the Caribbean, Havana. Dare I ask, what's it like in the Caribbean right now? Have you got sunshine? Faride Salam from Iran. Hello, my Iranian sisters and brothers. Like, so amazing. We took Coco to the vet, and my poor baby, he is suffering at the moment. He's got really bad allergy. And the vet was Iranian. I was just like, I recognize that accent anywhere. Hello. State, where is that? Wiesbaden? Oh, Hesse State, Wiesbaden. I haven't heard of that. King, whereabouts is that? Where are you close to? Mary J, hi. You're in Montreal. Victoria's in Montreal. Anybody? My where are we? Hold on, hold on. You guys are much faster than I can read. We've got Croatia. Let's just establish where everyone is from. We've got Manchester, although fully Lithuania. Oh, wow. Brought it to me in a notification I've been trying to manifest, but you made it click, and girl, it's working. That's what I like to hear. What is that? Lightness? Lightness prevails. That's what I like to. It's really wonderful. The amount of people. You guys are amazing. Carolina, welcome. Yasmina, my darling, welcome. I'm Cruise Official, welcome. Cherry Lee. Elwin. So it is Elwin. Oh, which one was Elwin from Lord of the Rings? I should know this because that was my fantasy. Was my whole fantasy around Lord of the Rings. If you have a question and a success to share, Cato Base. Yes, I want as many successes from you guys. Adelina, how you doing, babe? How you been? I've been watching all your content this week and it's really helped. I'm really glad to hear that, love. I know I was doing a lot of deep dives for you all, and it takes me a long time to put the videos together, and I'm scanning through my clients' notes and remembering what we did and getting it in my head straight for how I'm going to present it to you all so that you can all use it at home. And the response from you guys has been amazing, so thank you all for watching, because I know they've been very heavy going, my videos. It's like a lot of stuff to take in, but I do have an intention to maybe make some more, and I have done for a while, but I haven't been able to. Have set an intention to do some more kind of what's the word, like bite size kind of style videos where it's not as long, but you know, that just kind of like helps you to absorb the information. Of course, I love our Friday hangouts because we do love a long hangout, don't we? I don't even have my hot drink, you see, because I just finished a coaching session, so that's why I was running a bit late. But Denmark. Ah, Kira. Well, welcome, Kira. I'm so glad that you made it today. And it's very cold in Denmark at the moment. It is freezing here. And then, what was it they said in the radio, that it's actually still officially, what's the word? It's officially, oh my God, autumn. It's autumn still. And I'm there thinking, I'm feeling like it's winter. I've got the winter vibes at the moment. I've got the, you know, got the fairy lights. I've got the fireplace. I've got it all kind of, you know, on the flow and on the go. Joseph might join us later if he finishes. And if Cocoa Bean gets off the heated blanket, I might take some of that for myself because I cannot feel my hands. This house is so old. It takes ages to warm. Hello from Sweden. Vagan, how you doing? India, hello, my darling. Welcome from India, Italy, Ireland, Lisa. Amazing. I feel like it's been so long, Mary. It has been a while. It really has been a while. I know. I've been meaning to do a live for a while, and I thought to myself, I was just like, someone's manifested this. I can often feel it. It's a little bit like with my videos. I will have an idea for a video. I'll start to create something, and then I'll do a complete 180 and I'll do something else. And I'm like, right, someone manifested this, didn't they? And then in the comments, it's like, oh my God, this is what I wanted. You guys, stop influencing my videos. Oh, from Belize, Anissa. Oh, wow. And what is life like in Belize? And Dilago from Turkey, welcome, my friend. Oh my goodness, who donated? Oh, Saba Jun, salam, my dear. I'm grateful for respectful daily communication with my ex-husband, but it's been over a year since I wanted to be back in a committed relationship. His secrets and holiday plans without me are painful. Mutual friends are judging me for considering him. First of all, merci Sabajun for the very generous and sweet donation. Honestly, that's so sweet of you. The obviously I know your situation privately because we have worked together, and Saba, you know, to me in many respects is like a success, really, because your situation, hon, don't forget, you went from a terrible, like terrible breakdown. In every way, it was terrible. If anyone had looked at your situation, they would have just been like, circumstances, you'll be lucky if you ever hear from him again. Like, that's it, right? So you went from absolutely nothing and third party situation and just such animosity and anger, and I think you even felt like some like hatred, and that he was just so mad at you, to now you're having like regular communication. Did you say it was like daily communication? Yeah, respectful. I'm grateful for respectful daily communication, right? So there was a lot building up here. If you think about it, your bridge, and so much has happened in your bridge, because you've also had other desires been realized here. You had a desire to move, a desire to work in New York and stuff. You've since moved back. Like, everything that you've wanted to realize has happened. For whatever reason, this hasn't come to fruition yet. But I know that holidays for many people becomes a point of pain, because we want nothing more than, to spend the holidays with that special person, don't we? So obviously, if they're not asking to spend it with you and that, you can't help but take it personally. But remember, where did you place yourself in their world? Have you placed yourself as the one who is chosen, the one who is loved, or are you still in the position of the ex-wife and grateful for the communication, and you know what I mean, is still listening obviously to the chatter of other people, who of course other people are going to have their opinions. They're coming at it from a place of having seen you in a load of pain. They don't want to see you go through pain again, right? So they are looking out for you, but they're projecting their fears onto you as well. This is about you because, like I said, you achieved what many would have deemed impossible. And when we look at the whole situation, it's not surprising that it's unfolding in this way. Like, don't let the lack of maybe spending Christmas together, don't let that mean it's not working, I'm not important to him, I'm not chosen, because that is a very natural event, right? Everything is neutral, right? We're the ones who attach the meaning to it. So the version of you who knows where she stands, who knows her value, who knows that she brought this back from nothing, who knows that she brought this back from intense animosity and a terrible breakup, has brought this back to a place of regular communication. It's like you two are learning to trust each other again and finding your feet. And after such chaos, it's understandable it might take some time. But just remember, where have you placed yourself in relation to this person? Don't get stuck as the ex-wife getting the contact. You are more than that. And if you spend this Christmas together or not, it doesn't matter, because in essence, depending what you're after, if it's the reunion with him and the togetherness with him, which of course you can have, that's going to happen at the right time, and you're going to spend all the Christmases together. And in fact, you're going to be thinking to yourself, wow, I remember the time where I had some peaceful Christmases by myself. But you know what I mean, darling? Oh, Strawberry Blue, bless you. You like the longer videos. I know, like, some of you have been manifesting that I do longer videos as well. And then by the end of it, I'm like, this was meant to be a short video. I look and it's like an hour, nearly an hour. I don't do hour-long videos. My God, Adelina was my late grandma's name. That's so sweet. Imagine that, Alice. There you go. There's your little sign. Coco Bean is just, come here, baby. Do you want to come here, or do you want to? All right, I will take this. I will take this. I must take this. It's just so nice and warm. So I let him heat himself up, and then when he's had enough of it and he's too hot, then I get to go. But seeing that he's suffering. So the anxiety hypnosis was so helpful, and the deep codes, I've learned a lot with you and others. Trey, I'm really glad to hear that, babe. Hypnosis is such a powerful modality. As you know, I use it with all of my clients. We do a lot of hypnosis on our Discord like workshops. You know, I usually host my workshop at the beginning of every month, and I always tend to do a hypnosis or some sort of exercise with the group, and the incredible things that they report back. So I know it's good. I'm going to do some more hypnosis for the channel. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Love the long videos. Another donation, Hetty Spaghetti. Thank you, darling. I don't see a question with it though. Did you have a question, my love? Do feel free to ask, but thank you for the if you were just donating for the sake of being sweet and generous, I appreciate I appreciate you guys. Some of you guys have been sending such incredible donations. I don't expect it on any level, and it's just like, um, it blows my mind. The generosity and the love of this community. I thank you. I really thank you all. I just love that you show up and you get value in that. That makes me really happy. Um, so what I'm going to do is I'm really, really behind. So I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom. I have a really bad habit of doing this. So if somebody can please help me, help me. If you can help answer each other's questions as well, for those of you who are more experienced, who've watched my videos, um, help each other out too. I see you guys do that in the comments section all the time. I love that you do that. What a great community we have here. Warm and cozy in Belize, Caribbean. Oh my God. And the only reason I knew of Belize is because it was mentioned in Frasier, and I used to love watching Frasier. Anyone else here watch Frasier? Can you show me magic and congratulate me and my SP on being married? Will it manifest her for me? You know what, hun? Like, I always set intentions for people and for my clients, right? Every single one of you watching, everyone subscribed to my channel. I always feel us in this kind of like a bubble of success, this community of success. And every so often I'm like, I feel the success is pouring in, just like I've been doing with abundance. I do these fun little manifestations, like in the shower, just my passive imagining, because I'm lazy manifester, and I feel the abundance pouring in. So I do it the same with, I feel the success stories coming. That's why I have so many to share, and I've been like screenshotting it. If I remember, I try and put it on the website. I have been behind because I'm so busy. I'm so busy. You guys are keeping me busy with the one-to-ones, but I promise I do read as well, like all the success stories that get sent to me or that you comment. You guys are incredible. So that intention is strong. And we do. I know I say it all the time. I'm not just saying it. We do get the highest success rates. There's a reason I keep saying it. A, it's the truth. And B, it's just manifesting more of that. And all of you on the road to success. Like, I truly believe in my heart you all are. So smart for remembering the details of all of you, of all of us. Love you and still watch all your videos. Thank you, Sabajan. Of course, how could I forget? I can't say that my memory is all that great, but I do my best. Ah. So Vaishna, is it? What if manifestation is not working because our astrology charts, planets are not supporting the relationship, and in reality, the planets are impacting the union or no contact? So the thing with that, darling, is that the way that I see it and what I believe in the law of assumption, I believe in non-duality. So with that in mind, everything is within me. And that means there is no outer source that can shape my reality or experience of reality aside from me. If I close my eyes and shut down my senses, then this world, this reality ceases to exist for me. So it's happening through me always. If I believe in an outer source, for example, psychics, what psychics tell me or what astrology tells me, then I have handed my power over. And you can see what happens here is you then put yourself in this powerless situation whereby manifestation isn't working because of my astrology chart. That's like saying like gravity isn't working because of the planets and stuff. I mean, it's just like it's always working. It's happening through me. So how can an outer source affect that? The only way an outer source or circumstances can affect my manifestation is if I gift it that power, that meaning. But Neville Goddard used to read people's astrologies and charts. He was very, very good at it. And then when he realized the truth about the law, he gave it up. And there's a very famous story about it. In fact, if you use the Neville Goddard app that Joseph created, it's free, by the way. You guys go and use it. There's a free version of it. We've already had a couple of people report success with it. There's a lecture where Neville talks about his dealing with astrology and charts, and how he taught a friend of his to read the charts, and she read it for this person, and she ended up reading the wrong chart for this person. And it was to, and he was just like, oh, am I going to get this deal or this money? And she's just like, yes. She's like, guaranteed, I'm so sure of it. In fact, you can, give me that whatever $100 tip, whatever now. And he was like, I'll send it to you. I'll send it over when I get this situation. And then what she realized when she went back to the charts, she was just like, this is the wrong chart, the wrong year, the wrong everything. And she was crying to Neville about it. And Neville was like, well, did you believe it when you told him? And she was just like, yes. And he was like, well, it's done. It's done. And then she gets this check, and obviously it all worked out. See, it's not in the planets, it's in you. It's in you, and your assumptions are what shape your reality. Victoria Lee, I think I've been anxious for the past few days. In the beginning, I thought it was because of my ASP, as he didn't reply me after daily messages for about 10 days. But even he replied to me yesterday, I'm still anxious. So I realized it's not because of him only, it is also my work. Okay. Shouldn't associate all my emotions to SP only. But what a brilliant observation there, darling. I think immediately we go to, I'm feeling anxious, is something to do with my SP, or I'm doing something wrong or something. I mean, anxiety is one of the many myriad of emotions that you're going to feel in your life. Don't hide it. Don't push it away. Don't suppress it. But you see, Victoria, that was wonderful what you just did there. You just realized, do you know what? What am I anxious about? Actually, yeah, it's to do with work. There's stresses around work or something, Wonderful. So you see what I mean? Like, you guys are amazing. I am blessed. I always say I am blessed. I'm so blessed because I have the most amazing, supportive, and highly intelligent community. I think that's why we are our small little, you know what I mean? Because this level of intelligence and power it's not everyone has awakened to it. You guys have. And I'm honored to share this space with you. So thank you. Was that FI Holly? Oh my God, what a treat. Never come across your live streams before. Oh, well, welcome, darling. Welcome. Has been a while. It has been a while. And once again, I forgot the name. What was it? What did we say? How did we say your name was? You see what I mean? My memory is not that good. Owen. Owen. Hi Athena, I have abandonment fears that sometimes takes over with such force. My identity changes. How can I manage and manifest through this? I'm going to like that. And thank you, darling. Thank you for the donation, my love. I really appreciate that. Abandonment wounds actually are really, they really do run rife. And and I had abandonment wounds too. And probably like still have. You know what? A lot of what helped me, because I think, you see, the idea with manifestation is not about healing every single wound that you have, an issue that you have. You're not something that is broken that needs fixing. You are consciousness. You are everything now. And you are simply selecting, from this array of different states and identities that you can embody. You can embody the version of you who doesn't fear abandonment. I mean, what would that be like? Who is that version of you? Maybe get in touch with her. Like, does she act different? Does she walk and talk different? Make it like a fun exercise. That's what I do. It's like, hey, the version of me who is confident, what would she be like when she gets in front of camera? Because I was so cripplingly shy, like even to get in front of camera. Do you know, I would have in the beginning when I was doing TikToks, I would have almost like a panic, like my heart was pounding in my chest every time I did a live. No one could really tell. And the live sessions would turn out to just be fun, like we would like friends hanging out and stuff. But it took me so much, oh my God, it took so much for me to face that and to feel that. So I would start to ask myself, well, that version of me who feels confident and feels safe, being in front of camera, for example, how would she react? How would she sit? Would she be beating herself up? Would she be like panicking? How does she feel to be in the state of calm when faced, with the camera in her face. So it'd be the same for you, darling. Like, what triggers those abandonment wounds? And it doesn't, try not to see the abandonment fears, right? Listen to your language, the abandonment fears that take over with such force, like with such a force, my identity changes. I like to analyze language. You've essentially handed your power over to this abandonment fear, like it's some sort of outer force, right? Can't force you to do anything, right? It's your identity changes, you're the force, you're the power. Bring the power back to you. And like I say, try and figure out what is causing, what is that version of you that doesn't have this abandonment. You don't have to heal it, you don't have to fix it. It's just you're occupying a state who experiences this fear of abandonment because she's got a story. She's got a story about abandonment, whatever it is that triggers it. So get in touch with that side of you that doesn't fear it, how she would walk, talk, and act differently. Could you paint a scene in your mind that depicts that you don't have abandonment wounds? Would it be in a conversation with a friend where you're just like, oh, I remember when I used to be, like I do that sometimes. Oh my God, I remember when I used to be so scared in front of camera and I would freeze. And, I remember when this sort of situation would trigger my anxieties and abandonment. And now I can't even remember what it feels like to have abandonment, like be inventive, have fun. Does that sort of help? Like I say, it's really hard to gauge with this. I know on our Discord, when people ask questions, they can leave longer questions. Here, I know you guys are limited, so I have much less to work with. But I hope that helps. Otherwise, I would be a lot more specific. I left my first job just within 6 months because of toxicity there, and now I have to do a programming job for which I think I am not qualified, no skills to get it, and parents are forcing to marry. There's a lot of stress here, Harika. And just within 6 months because of toxicity there, okay, now I have to do a programming job. You said, so try and get in touch with, first of all, like, what do you want to do for a job? And don't worry about whether you're qualified or have skills. Those are circumstances. We don't need to worry about. So when, and I was actually going to do a video about circumstances and the real reason behind circumstances don't matter, because that has such an element of toxicity to it. That has such a misunderstanding. It's actually bleeding into this belief. And I was talking to Joseph about it. And when he, if he's got time and he'll come on, we can talk. But this idea that circumstances don't matter, you are God of your reality. I think when you hear these two things and you combine it, the way that some of this is taught makes you think that you are some sort of invisible God that can, some sort of God that can control time and space and every little eventuality. It's leading to self-blame. It's leading to circumstances don't matter. Well, can I manifest people, back from the dead? We're getting more people like asking this kind of stuff. So I don't know where you guys are learning all of this. And just to be careful, I just want to bring that up, just be careful. But when we say circumstances don't matter here, it is essentially this situation where you have no skills, you're not qualified. Well, you know what? That is a circumstance that doesn't have to get in the way of you embodying the state of having the desire that you want. That's what it means the circumstances don't matter. That circumstance cannot stop you from embodying any state. So when I got my that dream job that I have talked about in my videos, that success, I had no skill. And the woman that I worked with, because I was working in a bank through an agency, I was, I suppose, a finance analyst, I suppose would have been my job title. Amongst many other things, I was also a camera person. I was also, because it was the media department I worked in. I was a camera person, I was the presenter, I was the voiceover artist. So I was like everything. And so, I asked for a raise and she slammed me down and I felt awful and I cried. But thank you to my boss for being such a nasty person to me, because it set me on the trajectory to setting my desires for my ideal job and what that would look like. And even my colleagues said to me, if you want to be earning the kind of money we're earning, you're going to need to get some skill. You're going to need to study this. You're going to need to learn how to edit and stuff. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to study again. I don't have time. Like, I'm in my 30s at this point, back then. No. And I refused to make that circumstance hold me back to actually having the audacity to ask within, and to decide that that's what I was going to have, which is what I did. And that's why this job came to me. And I had absolutely no skills, and I was earning double what some of my colleagues were earning without skill, without studying. Okay. So try and see this as a stepping stone for something for you, darling. I know that was a long way around it, but I know many of you struggle with this. I'm just sort of scrolling down. Where am I? Elisa, my darling, working hard, changing. Thank you for the, are these called super chats, these donations? I have no idea. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Working hard, changing assumptions as I'm blocked by SP. Appreciate all the help I've received from you. Please do set an intention for success. Elisa, I've worked with you, darling. It's happening. It's happening. And I still consider you quite early on your journey. So there's a lot of shifting and stuff that is taking place. But what I will say to you guys is that I don't think you guys give yourself much patience when it comes to some of your change work. Listen, when I my very first SP manifestation, the one that I've shared in my earlier videos, and I will do some more videos on that. But let's put some light here. So that one was the most challenging. That's why I bring it up. And it was at a time when I was much less experienced with the law. It was my first conscious manifestation. I didn't change state overnight. Before I made my new state of being natural, it took like 4 or 5 months before I did. And my bridge took a year. But once I changed my state, like everything was immediately in motion. And it's happening for you, Elisa. You know, I don't even need to tell you that. I know it's happening for you. But you guys need to have some faith in yourself and a bit of peace in your hearts, not to set yourself these deadlines that are unrealistic. I've had it a few times where people have come with very, very unrealistic expectations. And I'm not saying that you can't do it. Listen, I've had people cured from things in record time. I've done it myself too. I was told I would have PTSD for years of my life, and within months I had healed myself of all of the symptoms. But do you know, I've just realized something as well. How is the sound on here? Because I just remembered that I don't have my microphone on, and I'm just assuming that it's working, but I know that sometimes it doesn't come out. Do you know, it didn't even occur to me as well. It's been such a busy day because of this poor boy, and it was heartbreaking. Like, he's, you know, poor thing, his skin is so sore. I don't even know what he's allergic to. I have to cut everything out. So imagine, I can't even tell him. I have to tell him telepathically, I can't give you treats, Coco, because we have to see why you're allergic. My poor baby. Dr. Sylvia, hi Athena, thank you for all that you shared. Does it mean that you have imprinted the subconscious mind if you dream of the version of the SP? Yes, yes. In fact, Dr. Sylvia, like, dreams are such a fantastic indicator. Once again, when I shifted my state for my SP, that's when my dreams started to change. I used to have these really ferocious dreams where I'd be like beating up my SP or beating up the third party. You know, those ones where you're kind of like trying to punch them, but you're paralyzed and it's slow. Oh, and I'd have, and they'd be awful. But the recurring theme in all of my dreams was, I'm not chosen, I'm not priority. So like I say, once I changed my state, suddenly my dreams had changed. It was like third party might be there, but as a shadow, and he was choosing me over her, or it would just be that she wasn't even there and the interaction between us was more loving. So I definitely take that as a big sign of what has been impressed here. They say God talks to us in our sleep. Has anyone heard that before? Ewan, Arwen. I'm gonna call you Arwen, okay? Because I can't remember. I can't remember what it was. But Arwen, thank you so much. Okay, that's really helped. Oh, good. Oh, well, thank you, Owen. Like I say, I really appreciate you. You're such a superstar. I love that. Nina, you said your super chat didn't appear. What happened, babe? Well, you know me. I don't need super chats to answer. Ask me your question. But I do just struggle to keep up with all your questions. So bear with me, guys. Bear with me. It's like your emails and stuff. Those of you who've emailed me about one-to-one, please bear with me. I don't like that it takes me, it's taking me now up to like 5 to 6 to 7 days to respond to you. I know you say that, you're okay with that and stuff, but it doesn't sit well with me. I want to respond to all of you as soon as I can, but it's getting hard to keep up. So just bear with me and know that I will respond to all of you who have requested any support. Uh, Athena, how can I imagine my desire if I have a short attention span? Uh, Gulanch, what is it? Gulanch? You know what? I have a short attention span too. Why do you think I have the passive imagining technique? Lazy manifesting. It's because my attention span is so short. That again doesn't have to be a condition of whether or not you can have a desire. I have done a video about passive imagining. Perhaps check it out. When I am tapped out in a state of trance, my conscious critical faculty has tapped out because I'm on autopilot doing a task I might do every day, i.e., in the shower, washing dishes, doing a walk that you do every day. That is my time for impression and imagining. I just lose myself in an imaginal act or in a conversation, and that can impress quite well. So it doesn't matter if you hold the feeling for just a few seconds. I might, I'll do it once and I'll just forget about it, and then maybe I'll come back to it again the next day or something and do it again. You don't add pressure on yourself, but also know that it's a skill that you can develop and you can get better and better at it. And I have done a video, it's kind of like a workshop, it's so long and detailed, about imagining and how to utilize this skill, whether you're, aphantasia, whether you're ADHD or autistic or whatever it is. So maybe that video will help you too. I am so behind, guys. Please bear with me. Thank you, Cato Base, for your generous donation. Thank you, darling. How do I get rid of the weight the way you did? I have a hard time with it. Also, I tend to avoid studying as a way to control my sense of freedom, but I need my license to get a job and money. So also I tend to avoid studying as a way to control my sense of freedom, but I need my license to get a job and money. Okay. I mean, I don't know the situation and what kind of license this is and what job and money. Again, I'm more focused on the outcome. I don't focus on the how, and I never focus on the circumstances of what needs to happen, what I think needs to happen. I leave that up to, my higher self, my, infinite self knows. And this, the way my bridge has already been mapped out, it's already been done. I don't have to worry about that. With regards to weight, like weight loss, I have manifested weight loss a couple of times. Those of you have noticed I've lost quite a bit of weight. That was me imagining I was stood in front of the mirror and I could see my ideal physique. And I did it similarly to what I explained in my weight loss video, my physical change, my physical appearance change video. I go on the scale will tell me something, but I see through it. It's kind of like sometimes, and this is a really powerful method to use that I use every now and again. I sometimes just see through what I'm looking at. Do you know what I mean? Do you guys know what I mean when I say that? When when someone like tells you something and you're kind of like, I don't know, I see through it. Kind of like that. So even though I'm on the scales and I'm looking down, my weight was there. It was I can't even remember what it was at this point, because I like I said, I've done it twice. My first weight loss experience was most significant, and I shared pictures of which some of you didn't even recognize the change in me. But I did it two ways this time around. I did it looking in the mirror at my physique and how my stomach was flat and how, it was all really kind of small, like waist and stuff, and how I looked in my dress. And then, of course, another one was being on the scales, looking at the scales. And sometimes, like I say, I would like lift myself up and I would see the weight. And then I just wouldn't care. I eat whatever I want, do whatever I want. I wasn't trying to lose weight. I had planted the seed, and then suddenly it's kind of like, yeah, maybe my appetite wouldn't, I wouldn't have an appetite, or what happened to me this summer, in which it was just horrific. I don't wish that upon anyone. Right, I got scromboid poisoning, and that's why I was so sick this summer, and it resulted in PIIBS, which lasted for months, months. So I couldn't eat what I wanted. But what I will say is that it was a double whammy manifestation, because that bridge of events not only meant that I had lost the weight and I kept it off, and now I always have been able to, because one of my desires is having a high metabolism. So I actually researched what that would be like. I would speak to my friend who has a very high metabolism. She can eat whatever she wants and she doesn't put on weight. And so I would embody her story about it and what she told me that was like. And that's what I did. And it became my truth. And now I eat whatever the hell I want. And if you saw like I put it on a community post, there's a picture of us having Thanksgiving dinner yesterday. Everything on that plate I demolished. And then, because Joseph barely really touched a lot of his, I ended up eating his stuff. And my ex, who joined us, actually, he's my second SP, but him and Joseph have become very, very close. He comes and he celebrates Thanksgiving with us. My ex was always like, I don't know where you put it all, but that is exactly what it's like. I could just eat and eat and eat. And that was always my dream, to be able to do that. But my bridge was horrendous. Was horrendous. But yes, I hope that kind of helps. You're just giving yourself an experience. What does it feel like? What does it look like? Nina, I asked, is my feeling like at times I just feel tired and I just want to move on? Gonna ruin everything. I still love him and I believe it's him and me, but sometimes I feel tired. Nina, it really does depend. What do you mean by sort of, I feel tired? Because some people just feel like, they're tired because they're putting in a lot of effort into their manifesting and their techniques. I don't. Things that I really want to manifest, like I say, I will do passive imagining. I will script. But Joseph bought me this, like when he came, we just celebrated our 2-year anniversary. This is all I've scripted. And the rest of it, okay, and there's some here, but that's more video stuff. That's all I've used to script. This is blank. This is all blank. Whereas you've seen him, right? So I do use scripting, but it's not my biggest way to manifest, and everyone is different. But you've got to find the way that what helps you to embody it immediately. If you are not embodying it immediately with whatever technique you are using, then the technique you are using is inefficient. The more you need to repeat it in order to try and feel something, perhaps that's just not your technique. You shouldn't feel exhausted. This is something you've always done quite naturally. It should be fun. It should be lighthearted. Do you know what I mean? So if you feel like tired and I want to move on, it's kind of like, what is that tiredness? Tired of waiting, tired of techniques, tired of, but what version of you is functioning here? Is it I've accepted he's coming back and I'm just living my life like I did with my first SP. I just lived my life. I dated other people. I, just got on with things. Never felt tired. So just ask yourself, what is that tiredness, Nina? Where is it coming from? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scroll down. Kira, what I appeared in your dreams. This has never happened before. Do you know I was appearing in dreams, as I was appearing in people's dreams as well. They were telling me, or they were hearing my voice, like guiding them through their manifestation. Some of my clients have said that as well. It's like really cool. I had thought about, I want to have more, my intention I set for fun is I have more like sort of psychic telepathic kind of experiences. And so I'd get these really weird experiences like coming back, or people like reading their minds, or I'm reading theirs, or I feel something in my body and someone expresses something to me that is connected to the feeling I had. It's really, really weird. But how cool is that? Was I behaving? Was I good in the dreams? What was I doing? Was I causing chaos? Keeps real meat from the butcher. Oh, too many dog foods have wheat in it. Do you know what? Fireflies. We have a butcher sort of nearby, because I was wondering, because I even would cook him meats and stuff. And it's something that he's had ever since I've had him, but it's kind of getting out of control as he's getting older. And I don't know why. I don't know what changed. Appassionata, Athena, I had the same with dreams. First I never couldn't find him, and then he was showing him up in my dreams near. And finally, in my dreams, we were together. There you go. There you go. Ravin, what is it, Hi Athena? Your advice on fear, worry of failure whilst manifesting. You know, faith, right? We're not expected to just have blind faith. That's why Joseph and I are very big on testing it. Even if it means, and there's a reason why I ask all of you to share your success stories all of the time, because if you share your success stories, or even if you don't, even if you just reflect, that's what I mean to say, reflect upon your successes, even before you knew about the law, the mechanism for how you've always manifested has always been there, hidden in the blueprint. Remember, one of the success stories I shared, she was like, blueprint exercise that we did together was like the game changer for her. I did it with a client again yesterday as well, and it was like it kind of clicked for him, because I understand that this information that you get, there's so much to absorb. Everyone perhaps says something a bit different, although now, like, we're collaborating with a lot of coaches, and I'm sort of helping them through their manifestations, and now they're starting to teach in this way too. So you guys have fed back that we're a bit more harmonized in our approach now. But yeah, it can be, I think that I think everyone's got a little worry about failing to manifest their dreams. And the way I see it is that, well, if I've been determined for something, I've always seen it through no matter what. And so testing it is important, using a method like the method, sorry, so that you can gather all the data as to what works for you and how you felt and what you did. Going over your own personal blueprint of your past manifestations and what you did and how you felt and stuff is also important. That is going to help raise your confidence, because that's what I'm trying to think of, what raised my confidence about it. And it was stuff like that. It was like I just did not see any other way. And whenever I did encounter failures on my bridge, failures were not a dead end. I mean, it's just the opposite side of the coin. I can't have success unless I have failure. So failure as well is inevitable if I'm going to be a success. And I just accept it as part of my bridge as I'm working my way up the spectrum from failure to success. It's all part of the same line. If I have failed, I am also a success, but I'm going to move my way up the spectrum to see more of that success, of which I already am, of which I already have. And that's why I keep on impressing into you guys, success, we're a success story. Here's another success, here's a success. You all have it, you can all do it. All of you share your success. All of you have had success. There's a reason I'm speaking to you guys in this way with an intention, is because, I mean, you seriously all are successes, right? But yes, you would have encountered failures too, but that didn't stop you from getting success. I don't see failure as a bad thing. I see it as the stepping stone to success. And you can't have one without the other. How do I know what day is if I don't experience night? But I'm not defined by my failures, if that makes sense as well. Nina, I worked with you before and you even had my success story posted. Nina, I know, I thought so. But but now having problem of the SP I chose from one of then I don't know where the rest of it has gone. Do you still have the do you still have the recording from our session, Nina? Because if you do, like I say, a lot of what we would have done together, if you listen back, the way that I'm talking to you and what I'm telling you and how I'm getting you to perceive, I change your state during the call, don't I? That's what I do on all my calls. I change your state. I talk to you a certain way that breaks your old story and you end up shifting. And all you need to do from then on is like nurture that shift. Um, but yeah, if you look at if stuff isn't working in relation to your SP, you're trying to understand, like I've shared in my stories, understand why. Okay, what's the assumptions? What is it? I'm not chosen, I'm not a priority, I'm feeling like I've been rejected, or I'm replaceable, or all these like common ones that I have shared in my channel. And you're counteracting it with the evidence of the opposite. And you're seeing to yourself, you're making that decision for yourself. Why have I placed in their world? Why did I place myself as the one who isn't chosen? Why did I do that? Now I decide to change it. I decide to change it because I say so. And no matter what 3D is showing me, I'm still chosen. Remember, you've all done that. All of you have done that. Every time I speak to any of you, if I have the privilege and the pleasure of working with any of you on a one-to-one basis, when I've broken down your stories, I've always said to you about, okay, well, you want to start your own business. Well, what happened when it was failing? Or what happened when you didn't have any clients? Why didn't you just decide you're a failure and stop? Why didn't you do that? Oh, yeah, because you persevered in the state, right? In the vision. This is exactly the same. Where are we at? Oh, hello, MLB free agent. First of all, thank you for the donation, darling. I just saw it here. Thank you for all that you do from Texas. I paid 3 months. For the Discord premium package, but I was never able to understand how to make it work. I'm not the best with technology, babe. No, MLB. Did you message me at all? Because just message me, like email me or something. Joseph and I can guide you. Well, I'm rubbish when it comes to technology, but Joseph, he's really good. And on the new website now, we've got the what do you call it? Like we've got more instructions, but um when it comes to like joining the live sessions that we do on the Discord, it's literally just the room. But I think Discord can be a bit of a minefield sometimes. We don't particularly rate it as an app in itself. So it can be a bit fiddly. It takes a little bit of time getting used to. We usually recommend to people that maybe they kind of ask around or maybe watch some videos about how to use the Discord app. But you should have asked. I would guide you. I would guide you. But thank you for the donation, sweetheart, from sunny Texas, because I know it'd be sunny out there. But we appreciate you. Nico Pup, I need to lose weight because I'm borderline diabetic in the process of getting approved for a GLP-1 through my health insurance. I'm confident that by next summer I'll be a healthy body fat percentage. I'm here for you, Nico, and it's going to happen. A friend of mine, exactly the same actually, borderline diabetic. I should get him to send in his pictures or something, because his weight loss, and the thing is, he's manifesting, he doesn't even know it. He's just like, he sets an intention, his mind is set. Next thing, he was like, diet had changed, his what do you call it, like his appetite had changed. Sorry, it's been a long and stressful day with my boy. Yeah, like all these things had changed. And I mean, now he's just like, yeah, his figures have come right down. I mean, he is so slim. He is so slim. Yeah, like literally, it was just like so much weight this boy has lost, honestly. That I know you can do it. You don't even think about it, whether or not you're going to get this approval for this medication. Like, you're losing the weight now. Like, you're already, that's your goal. That is happening right now. Maybe your metabolism is speeding up. Maybe your craving for certain things have changed. Maybe, like, who knows. Question. Hi, Athena. Sister saw SP and ignored her despite SP very enthusiastically saying hi. Okay, 4 days later, I get blocked. Circumstances don't matter, but should I be using my energy to revise their meat? I mean, hey, hey, world. Revision is a really powerful tool. And I would say if it is bothering you, like there is some sort of meaning that you've attached to it, that, okay, because they've met and because they've had this encounter and this has resulted in me getting blocked. I mean, it could just very well be that your sister saw your SP, it's ignited something in your SP, maybe a fear, maybe they're kind of worried that you might. Try and reach out. Obviously, I don't know the dynamics of your relationship and what's happened here. And so maybe they've blocked because they've just gotten overwhelmed and they're just kind of shutting down in that moment. Is it something that you need to revise? Are you looking at it through the eyes of the version of you that is chosen? Because God knows I was blocked, like I say, from all of my SPs that I was manifesting back, like my major SPs, they had blocked me, and it was never a negative thing. But it depends. Like if it really bothers you, absolutely you can. One soul consciousness. I got inspired by other female bodybuilders and imagined myself lean and muscular. I love that. Do you know who is that? Because I got really inspired. There was this. She's like 80-year-old um, personal trainer. Have any of you come across her? She's like 80 years old. I think what had happened was her husband had died uh, in her 70s. She just decided to take up like running and fitness and stuff. She threw herself into it. I mean, this woman's physique is something else. And she's professional now. I mean, she looks incredible. I look at stuff like that and I'm just like, you see, like the mind is all powerful. If you think that you can increase your muscle mass, what did they say it was? The scientific studies, I believe it was about 25% that you can increase your muscle mass simply by imagining that you're doing the workout. So without even actually doing it, that's how powerful your imagination is over the physical. And this is why you see athletes all the time. They imagine racing first, doing the circuit first, whatever it is, they imagine it first. And that's what helps them to perform. Rachel Ann, what can I do different to receive my desires when I see other people around me receiving what I'm manifesting? I'm manifesting a financial windfall, and um, and a while back, my BFF's mum got a major inheritance. So Rachel, that's interesting. So it could be numerous things. So first of all, some people do imagine in third person. And so when you're imagining in third person, you're seeing someone else getting it, even though that someone else is you. I think quite naturally we can sometimes do that. And we gift ourselves the experience in that imagining or whatever method you're using. Like I say, whatever method you're using, doesn't matter what it is, but if it doesn't give you the experience in that moment, right, then okay, that's not the method for you, right? So if you're say imagining, that's why imagining is the most powerful. It's just the one that we have naturally done since born here, right? We imagine everything. We imagine our past, we imagine our future. Every time you felt anxious, it's because you've been imagining, you've been anticipating something that hasn't happened yet, right? So it's just naturally built into us. But if I'm imagining in third person and the experience is therefore a level of detachment, i.e., someone else is getting what I decide, then I will experience that in the physical world. Now, the thing is, you could have imagined in first person, right? But maybe something hasn't changed here because, and this is what I mean about testing it. I test, so my list method, I suppose, has always been internal, and I've always decided on things that I'm just going to manifest for fun. And one of them was a bunch of flowers. Now, I made sure that I set that intention around a time where it wasn't a birthday, it wasn't an anniversary, there was no reason why I should get flowers. And so my client, she gets a bunch of flowers. I'm like, I'm manifesting flowers. Where's my flowers actually? It's been a few months. Suddenly, My sister gets a bunch of flowers. She got a free bunch of flowers from the supermarket at the end of the day. What they didn't sell or whatever, gave her a bunch of flowers. I was like, okay, she's got a bunch of flowers and stuff. My mom then gets a bunch of flowers, right? So it's kind of like I could have been, had I not been embodying the right state, had I not known, I might have been like, why are they all getting flowers except for me? What's wrong with me? It's not worked for me. They got what I wanted. But instead, the way I saw it from my state of being, because I am the girl who gets the bunch of flowers. Well, it makes no sense. As the girl who gets the bunch of flowers, why am I going to look at them and be like, why did they get it, not me? I'm going to be like, that's a sign, I'm next. And I was. Very next day, I got a knock on the door, and this beautiful, this box containing this beautiful bunch of flowers was sitting on my doorstep. And it was someone that I'd known from my Instagram, has followed me for a while, just sent me a gift. I was like, what is this for? And he was just like, I don't know, I just felt compelled to send you a bunch of flowers to brighten your day. So, did you get it? It doesn't mean that it's not working for you, but it could be one of those sorts of things. It's been 2 years. Congratulations. Thank you, darling. Joey.
Hello, baby.
I was just sharing that it was our 2-year anniversary.
Yeah. It flew. Like a bird. Dear God.
Dear God, make me a bird
so I can fly far
away.
Far from here.
Far away from here.
I have to do my Black Friday.
I lost the light.
My Black Friday deal.
It was more romantic to have darker lighting.
Well, we are romantic as we are. We're emanating romance, aren't we? Oh, like this. There we go. So therefore, because we have black on.
Blending.
Yeah,
blending.
We're blick.
Yeah, I am dark today. I was trying
You're dark. How's Coco Bean doing?
He's been okay. He's just sleeping. Look at him.
Hi, baby.
Hi, baby.
Hey,
I was telling everyone that he's not too good right now. I mean, he's okay. He's just suffering, bless him. But
did you tell him about the vet?
What, the Persian vet?
No, I mean like the vet. That's what we call it, right? When we went to the vet, did you explain like what happened at the vet and his ears and stuff? Not really.
Not in so much detail, but yeah, I was saying about.
He didn't have a fun time. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, he was like pulling
all the hairs out,
and just giving his ears like a real. My poor boy.
What?
Yeah.
Who did that?
Savajan. I know, Savajan.
What? Was there like a question associated with it?
It was, yeah.
Oh my God.
My sweet girl, I know.
That's really, so nice.
Really sweet, generous.
That is kind.
Very generous donations and just very lovely gestures, which, always this community is just beautiful. I think, I forgot to, what do you call it? Should I put a microphone on? Because they say they can hear, but it's a bit quieter.
Do you want me to grab one real fast? Are they on the counter?
Yeah, maybe like we can make the sounds just in case. I mean, I know we've been on an hour. We're probably not going to be on much longer, but just to make sure that the sound is as clear as it can be. Granny Gaines, is that who it is, One Soul? Oh, this little light, my ring light busted, so I've been relying on this thing.
Here, do you want to just? I don't know what you need from this.
Let's figure it out. Do you want one?
We'll just share one.
This is going to fall off again.
Here, I'll fix the table. Just grab them all. Yeah.
Oh, where's the receiver? No, I need the receiver.
I don't know where it is.
Oh, no! Oh, there it is.
Here.
It's not that typical thing. Oh, no! It's not there. There you go. Look at this. What do you think my tin? My little Disney Paris?
I need to set up my Black Friday deal. I need to send out my email, for Black Friday. I just completely forgot. My dad reminded me by saying Happy Black Friday. He reminded me twice.
Is that what you do? Do you say Happy Black Friday?
Not really. That's only become popular in the last 10, 15 years.
Can't get this to stick.
And then there's like Cyber Monday, right, guys? Right,
yeah,
Americans?
Cyber Monday.
And then there's gonna be, what else is there? I guarantee you there's already more stuff just to buy and sell stuff.
How's that?
Can they hear?
Can you guys tell me if you can hear this, please?
Takes a few seconds to buffer though.
Michelle, thank you, darling. Love you. Manifesting goddess.
You think she'll give me some
MLB free agent, you're correct about the athletes. I work with them. Yeah, it's such a powerful tool. It's
so
good.
Should I just go like this? Hey.
Talk to my chest.
You just hold it. Or do you want me to hold it?
No, I want you to talk to my chest.
Yes, I will. But do you want me to just hold it though? Seriously.
Talk to my chest. What do you want to? You want to do like this? Like
well, yeah. Like then at least I can hold it because it'll be. I mean, I'm sure they can hear perfectly
so
fine.
Sweet.
Like
it looks
this.
so silly though, doesn't it? It's like you're holding a little ice cream.
No, they say it makes it more personable. They say just even holding this in your hand increases your views by 7,000%.
Do you guys agree? Oh, so yes, very loud. Okay, good.
Good.
Oh, this is cooking me.
Well, give it to me then. Because I'm frozen. Yeah, I'm frozen.
I took it off after the thingy was done.
Joseph, this is Bunny from the Discord group. I sent you a DM request, but you must have missed it. Yeah, Discord doesn't even notify me for things like that. If you're still on it, I'll check the notifications soon. What, dude?
Happy anniversary!
Yeah, look at these people, man. MLB free agent. Baby. Wow.
I said to her, she was on the Discord, and she said that she couldn't figure out how to get on the lives, and I was like, oh, just tell us, we'll help you.
Yeah. You guys are so cute.
Thank you so much.
Wow, I mean, come on.
For the generous
this is amazing.
I mean, you guys are so generous.
For real.
So generous.
It's sort of blows my mind.
I'm blown away.
Yeah.
I'm not used to it. I'm just like,
happy anniversary.
My heart.
Thank you.
Thank you, babe. Can you guys believe it? How many of you actually here watching were here since the beginning? Like, saw this manifestation come to fruition in real time? How many of you were sort of there?
I'm sure some. Yeah, I'm curious how many here, or how many knew us before and then after as well, out of curiosity. And watching your videos and applying since 2023. Wow. Watching your videos and applying how X is coming back, dreams with SP. And
I think that one. Speak to the chest. How do you, Athena and Joseph? Athena and Joseph, how do you think desires are realized in the finite consciousness? How can we discern a desire is godly or from the ego? Is there even such a thing? That's become quite a thing now, hasn't it? Like it's like there is a difference.
Do you remember the other day when I was explaining how I used to test? It was on our live, I think. And I was explaining how I used to obsessively watch every single thought. Yes. And I was trying to determine, so a manifestation would unfold, right? And then I would backtrack and find all the different events that played a part there, right? Usually you can only figure that out once the manifestation comes. You can, reverse engineer it. Well, what I would do is I would try to, so I would look at, what thought caused me to perform this action, which, caused the manifestation to arrive, right? And I started to really obsess over the thought of like, was there a different feeling when that thought came in? Because obviously that thought was a divine bridge thought, right? And so obsessively I was tracking and saying, oh my God, there must be, is there a difference? What was there a feeling difference or whatever? Oh, that's right. It was Renee, and she asked about Renee. I just pressed a button there. Are we good?
It's still on, but it's flashing. Can you hear?
Should I just press it again maybe and see what happens?
I guess.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay.
So Renee, she was asking about, it must have been muted. She was asking about if I knew and if you knew if when our businesses were manifesting, could we tell the difference between that and not, right?
She was asking about the life, the
Q&A. Yeah. So the answer that I came up with when I started reflecting upon all of my thoughts that I could possibly muster up, there's no way to remember all of them, but is that there is no difference between a thought. Like there's no way to tell the difference between because every thought is a God thought.
I never
Remember?
thought of, is this desire an ego desire or not? I mean, every desire to me is a sacred gift, and every desire I've ever had,
it's from God.
even if it was, say, for example, I want this person back, which I did with my third SP. I guess it was a pride thing, because evidently I didn't want a relationship with him. It was an integral part of my growth and bridge. It was a desire that I was meant to manifest. And when I did, that became evident as to why. But that's just the way that I see it. I have never thought, is this an ego desire? Is this a divine? It's just one and the same, isn't it? It's all from
the subconscious is a two-way street, because we can impress and create, but then we can also be guided and moved to fulfill fulfill manifestations.
Yay.
So there's literally no difference. Everything is, it's
all sacred.
Yeah.
Been watching your videos and applying, have exes coming back, dreams with SP, and him complimenting how not to focus too much on movement.
Did this person ask a question? Did you click it?
Yeah.
Oh,
happy anniversary.
Sorry. Yeah.
I know, sweet babe. Thank you, guys. How not to focus too much on movement.
No, I see. Have exes coming back. Dreams. What do you mean by on movement? You mean on what's happening in front of you, or on what? I'm confused because I'm not really sure.
What I'm sort of applying, and have exes coming back, dreams with SP. So evidently you've been applying the stuff. Things are shifting and moving for you. Perhaps you're finding yourself getting trapped in obsessively maybe noticing the movement, and you're thinking that that's a bad thing, that it might derail. Although there's nothing wrong with you noticing, I'm having more positive dreams.
That's
I'm
true.
having more positive thoughts. It's quite natural. You're going to make these observations. As long as you're not obsessively, say, dependent on that, like you are living your life and you're observing it, is a different energy to I am anxiously waiting for the next text or movement or something. Do you know what I mean? So just use it to further cement this shift in your identity and your assumptions, and try to just be present in the moment. So I do like practicing the kind of your presence, mindfulness of being in the now is like truly important. Always reminding yourself, I always bring it back to myself. I always bring the power back to myself. Sometimes it takes a bit of effort, doesn't it? But every time we get lost, like, you know, sometimes you'll say something and it's like you've gotten lost. You've given your sort of energy to the outside. Or you'll say something that reminds me of where my focus is. Is it
Wi-Fi? Wi-Fi 4 or 5.
I found Joseph first, then you, and I was surprised when you all got together. So you found us like separately.
Ooh.
I knew Joseph from the beginning of his channel. Yakin, my goodness. Wow.
I mean, that is fascinating to me. When I hear that, I'm like, wow, that's epic.
Wow. Alexa Maya's been there since 2021. Spellbound, my love, my baby. She's been with Athena all the way.
Wow.
I know. Spellbound has been with me since my TikTok
days.
Lives.
Wow.
Yes. Saw me grow from a budding seed to a whole tree.
Wow.
I am a tree.
Wow. Why is my mind? Yeah, thank you, my God. You think what I'm thinking, kiss. I am the vine and you are the branches. Okay. How do you deal with collecting knowledge and feeling stuck in theory? I'm assuming you're meaning to say, how do you deal with like just continuously collecting knowledge and then feeling stuck in like the theory of manifesting?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. I mean that is
it's a
commonplace,
massive
people
thing.
Absorbing loads of information.
I think there's periods though, right? Oh yeah.
There's a paralysis caused by getting all this information and not being able to then apply it. I had that with my client yesterday.
Analysis paralysis.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah. It could be like I've had seasons, right? Everyone has seasons. So there are seasons where you're learning and then like you can't do anything unless you learn something. obviously, right? You have to learn it first. So there's definitely a time when you have to learn, obviously, but then there is definitely a time where you have to do the stuff. You have to. If you don't, like, here's the thing. I've seen this in myself, and I've seen this in many, many. There are some people who they're gatherers, but then they are petrified to actually put it to the test because, God forbid, the fantasy in their mind gets shattered. The beautiful thing about manifesting, though, is like, manifesting will work. It doesn't matter if you believe it'll work or not. It'll work. So you'll always be protected there. Like, you're not gonna disprove manifesting. You might disprove some of the concepts that you believed if you're just gathering evidence, or not gathering evidence, gathering theories. You might realize, like, I can't really make something happen instantaneously occurring. Maybe I can't teleport to some other place or something, like some of these things, or like quantum jump. Like, what does that even mean? It's like magic.
It didn't happen in 3 days.
Right. So these things, you have to face your fear of, like, I'm not saying you specifically, but I've seen this so many times. People are afraid they're gathering, but they don't want to threaten the ego. The ego is that which stores the beliefs and identifies with beliefs. Well, God forbid you do something that disproves that you can't manifest in 3 days. That shatters the ego temporarily.
That's why we emphasize so much about what, time, how, not emphasize the importance of putting like deadlines and trying to control the time and trying to control this.
And testing. Like, if you just integrate testing into your knowledge gathering, it takes away all that pressure, because no longer are you depending upon your own beliefs to manifest. Instead, you're saying, does this guy Joseph Allen know what he's talking about? Let me put this to the test. So it helps you learn. It helps you. So yeah, we
always encourage it. Do
test.
Do it as you go. Test as you learn.
Always.
You don't need to know all the theory. I didn't know a lot of the stuff about, I didn't know all the intricacies of all the teachings before I started manifesting, say, like my first SP or anything.
How could you? It's just all theory.
I didn't I didn't know non-duality. I didn't know why such a thing worked or anything that I know now. Everything else that I know is more pleasure-based and curiosity-based, but you don't need to know all that. Hybrid Angel, watched your before you were together. It's another one, been here since the video of you guys talking about each other. Can't believe it's been 2 years. Ria, I know, right?
Seriously.
We couldn't believe it either. We were just like, the day before Thanksgiving is our anniversary. The very first time I contacted you.
Yeah. Very first time I responded.
Yes.
Because you contacted me years ago.
You see? See how he contacted me and he ghosted me.
And she contacted me and I ghosted her.
He left me.
And she's still left unread.
I'm still left unread. No, I thought you read it. You did read it.
No, I think Jen read it. She's someone who I hired. And she didn't tell me, I think. Because I had her sorting through my emails at the time and responding back then. I was getting that before I implemented some systems. I was getting thousands of emails a minute.
She didn't respond to mine.
That's correct. She did not respond ever.
You were paying her too much.
No. There was a response to one.
I didn't get a response.
An automated response, remember? Didn't you remember? And it was like, please email this other email.
You're counting automated?
See, I didn't ghost her. I didn't leave her unread. My automator responded.
Counting automated responses, are we now? Is that what it is? Is that what it's come to? Okay. Automated response. I got a reply.
I manifested a partner because of your collab videos about manifesting each other.
Oh my God. Nico Pub, what? Did you share your success story about that?
Yeah, what the heck?
Many people applied the method, particularly the method that you applied, because you just did the perfect person list. I did the perfect person list, but then I had also imagined this face specifically.
This face?
Not this face. Not quite like that. I would have given myself nightmares, you know. But
Night terrors. Yes.
if you presented your videos looking like that, I wonder what I would have done.
What do you mean?
Like,
what do you mean? We wonder what you would have done. You wouldn't have.
If you were presenting looking that way,
like what?
Like you needed to be in a psych ward somewhere.
Hi, my name is Joseph Ally. Welcome to my channel.
I'd be like, what is wrong with this poor boy? I might have sent you healing instead of a relationship request. I don't know. Let me see. Sprout. Ooh. Thank you for the donation, Sprout. Miss Athena and Joseph.
I seem to miss every time I try.
Okay, like that?
Yeah.
I've been struggling with intrusive thoughts, like the person I like attacking me during SATs. Do you have any advice for this? Ooh, intrusive thoughts, right? Like the person I like is attacking me whilst you're doing SATs.
I actually get it. I think you would get it. You get intrusive thoughts. You know that.
Yeah, because sometimes I cannot. I have tried. I have tried imagining when I've been in a terrible state, like when I was in heightened PTSD, all I could do was cry. So evidently those scenes were not the positive experience of the end. They turned out to be quite a sort of triggering, painful experience. But again, it was positive because it was like bringing everything to the surface. I didn't want to suppress anything. That's part of why I recovered from PTSD at like such a super fast speed. I believe because I didn't hold anything and there was no suppression. I was very self-aware of my assumptions of how I was functioning. I did not pressure myself to get better quickly. I did not give myself a hard time when I had intrusive thoughts. I didn't fight or affirm or push away my intrusive thoughts. I would just observe it and I would just be like, okay, I've not changed yet or I've not shifted yet. It's happening. It's going to happen because there's going to come a point where all of this is going to be released and processed, and then intrusive thoughts will no longer be a thing. Hello, my baby. Hello, my baby. How are you feeling? What would you say to that, Joey? What would you say? How's your
yeah, I would dismantle it a little bit because I would want to first acknowledge that how can I condense this into a really short thing? So the idea, some people freak out and think if I have a negative thought while I'm in state akin to sleep, I'm going to manifest that negative thing, right? So that's a big fear I've heard people have.
We've done a deep dive video on this actually together. On my channel, Sprout, there is a video about intrusive thoughts. And actually, Joseph and I sort of did that together. He's licking me.
Oh.
Yeah, you're allowed to lick me.
I thought he was Caesar. I thought I was being Caesar for a second. Cesar Milan. But yeah, so do not worry also because like think of, for example, fear. Fear snaps you out of the state akin to sleep. So intrusive thoughts, just do not worry at all. It's not going to impress. It's not going to manifest. You would have to repeatedly imagine that intrusive thought deliberately without it striking a fear or anxiety within you, which then it's not an intrusive thought anymore. It's a pre-planned imaginal scene. So that would be my core thing. And another thing is it sounds like you have some sort of assumption with when things are important to you, maybe things go wrong.
There's something with relation to this SP, which like I say, darling, you know how I said about my dreams were bad when I was manifesting my first SP, and then they shifted when I shifted. You see, same with your thoughts. Your thoughts will be bad when you are still in the process of changing your state in relation to your specific person. At the moment, you're occupying a state of perhaps being, I don't know, like the victim, right? Or the left, the rejected, the abandoned, whatever it might be. So until you change that, it's quite natural you're going to have these sorts of thoughts and this sort of experience when you're doing SATs. You're saying the person attacking me. It sort of says to me like there's something about this breakup where you feel, you know, they're attacking you. Or maybe there was something about the relationship where you felt you were being attacked in some way. You know, that again is not like a loving, safe space. So no wonder you're getting this kind of intrusive vision when you're trying to do SATs. It's like, no, wait a minute, we've been attacked by this person. So try and revision might be quite key here. That's what I did with my SP, my first one. It was like a lot of revising. So, and that helped me exponentially. But yeah, that video on intrusive thoughts would really help, because we went into a lot of detail.
Like stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I was just thinking? So we have a group
Yeah.
of people here. You have at least one other person here. No, it's 158. But what I was going to say is we have Coco Bean, who's got this skin issue. We should all take about 15 seconds and imagine that Coco Bean has perfect healthy skin.
Healthy skin.
And that could be the way that I would imagine it. If I was you guys, as me, someone who loves to do that, the way I would do it is I would imagine Athena on the screen telling you that Coco Bean's skin is perfectly healthy, or just perfectly healthy, right?
He is huge.
He is. His skin is in perfect, pristine health.
I already know he's going to be.
Yeah.
He's going to.
So let's do it. Let's take 15 seconds all together, and then we'll report back. Right? It's just a segmented test. Let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good. It's done. It'll work.
It's done.
It'll work.
I feel it. Thank you, guys.
I feel good. Beanie is a cool boy.
Ooh, we are so behind. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, let's jump. Let's just jump. There's
Sorry,
no way to
guys.
get all these
I'm
guys.
trying to answer as many
There's
as
so
I can,
many.
but there's so many here. So bear with us.
Please do not get upset. There literally are 100 between, honestly, probably like 85 that between where we were just at and the bottom. So I'm really sorry as well. Start from one that seems to be your favorite.
Let's go down here. I already see Coco with clear skin. Thank you, babe.
Mm-hmm.
Sprout, thanks, guys. I think I have a lot to chew on based on what you said. You're welcome, Sprout. You're welcome. Cedric, my darling, looking forward to seeing you. My SP is back with the third party for the third time, and I don't understand because she said it was toxic. She's just playing out that assumption, Cedric. The assumption is still that you get replaced, right? That you were not chosen. And until that changes, this pattern is going to perpetuate. And the reason it keeps happening as well is because life is trying to show you your progress right now. It's trying to show you, look, you're going to react the same way, or have you changed? You're going to react the same way to this? You think when my first SP came back, you think it was all perfect and stuff? No, he came back one day. Then he went back to the third party, because that was my big assumption. You know, I was not chosen. I was not priority. Then he went back to the third party, and I was blocked again and stuff. And I was like, what the hell is going on, for a few months? Then he came back. Then there was another potential third party issue with this other girl that just sort of came from nowhere. But by then I'd already shifted anyway. So it was frustrating, but it wasn't competition. She wasn't competition. She actually became my friend. And because I didn't see her as a threat and competition, I wasn't giving off any sort of energy that even pushed them together. And it was something that just kind of like faded out. So, I mean, they've gotten together for the third time. I mean, what does that tell you? It's a relationship of toxicity, not a relationship of love. It's a relationship of trauma bonding. Once again, not a relationship of a healthy longevity. Like I say, she's going through her changes just like you are, but evidently you are still looking at this like some sort of competition. So life is mirroring the fact that the assumption hasn't changed yet, and it might just take a bit of time. But your focus has been too much on outside and not enough on your interpretation and where you stand. Beanie, am I going to have to put the cone
put the
on
cone
him?
on him. We're going to have to put the cone on him.
Wait a minute, I think he's licking the sofa.
Do you want me to put the cone on him?
I think he's licking the... No, I don't think he was licking his paws.
You're actually right.
But I am going to put some solution on him. So we're going to give him a little solution. Going to give you a little clip.
I think I'm going to...
Oh, no.
Go.
No, baby. No, baby.
No.
You have to keep an eye on him.
Here, take... Guys, I'm going to go protect the bean. So it's been a pleasure hanging with you guys. Let me see if there's anything here that I can contribute to before I leave. I already imagined the same thing earlier. I'm assuming about Cocoa Bean, but I imagined it being relayed through a daily manifestation transmission post.
Well, Dr.
Wow.
George, I will share it there too. Beanie.
That's an excellent usage of an imaginal scene. That's something I would do for sure.
Oh, baby. You're a good boy.
All right.
Don't want to put the cone of shame.
No,
He's got the cone of shame.
then.
He looks like he's wearing a
okay.
megaphone on him, my poor thing. I'm convinced that
that's what I was just reading as well.
A rebound. Well, I'm convinced the third party is a rebound. Be back with my SP. However, can't stop checking socials, especially close to the holidays. Third party comes up. Any tips and how to deal with the silence, ideally as well. So try not to make like what the issue that we have with silence. What do I say? Silence only hurts when you outsource your identity to replies. Silence only hurts when you outsource your identity to replies. So when we are anxiously awaiting someone's responses or some sort of external validation, so if you're getting the ASMR licking sounds at the moment, I'd rather Coco lick me than his paws and all the rest of it that he's not allowed to be licking right now. But is there doggy ASMR? Huh? Is there doggy ASMR?
I just wanted to catch it for a second, but he
knows. He's like, what are you filming me for, bro? Not that he talks that way, but can you imagine? He's like gangster doggy. Yeah, so it's about kind of see the silence differently if you can. Okay, I try not to see silence as an emptiness, like nothing is happening and they don't care about me and that, because this is all about identity. The version of me who knew, for example, I was going to be reunited with my ex was looking at silence as and very naturally, I mean, as well. I bet they're thinking of me and I wonder when they're going to come back. And it was like this occasional kind of natural thoughts. It was never an emptiness of why haven't they contacted me? Why the silence? Oh my God, my birthday has come up. I didn't get a message. Oh my God, Christmas is coming up. I didn't get to hear anything from them. I didn't make that my focus. My focus was me and what state I was nurturing. And therefore everything else became less important, because silence is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that I know, again, the holidays. I mean, what is it with the holidays?
It can be quite depressing. My mother would always tell me that as a child. She would say, be nicer to people because there's a lot of people that are sad on the holidays. And she still says the same thing. Yeah. You miss things that you don't have. You're reflecting upon. My mother would always say, she was always afraid we were going to get kidnapped. But she was like,
what, in the holidays?
Around the holiday times, because people maybe who didn't have husbands or couldn't have children, they're looking at all the happy stuff and Lifetime movies and thinking about what they don't have. Yeah. And so she would, So
you see,
always be mindful,
she would have
though.
that intrusive thought and fear like for years.
Yeah, especially knowing my mother as well.
None
right?
of you guys got kidnapped.
Absolutely true.
So it just goes to show these intrusive thoughts.
I kidnapped myself.
They don't manifest.
Guys, I'm gonna head on out of here.
You're leaving?
Yeah, thank you. I have to do this Black Friday stuff. Like I said, I think I'm gonna do it on imaginal scenes.
Okay, baby.
So, guys, love you all. Thanks for having me. All right, catch you guys on the flip flop.
You're gonna take the little bean for a cuddles. What is it, baby? He does that when he's like, no, I don't want to get up. That's
Mom. Go ahead.
that's his
There you go.
that's his rigidness, where he's like, I'm not ready to go.
Yeah.
You're gonna rest on me, babe. You're gonna rest on my lap. He's gonna rest on my lap. I'm gonna spend a little bit more time on here with you guys, and then I'm going to go and give this little one a much needed antiseptic bath. But yeah, does that kind of help? I hope that many of you who have intrusive thoughts and worries are not so afraid anymore. Don't worry about it. So I'm arriving. Linda, I'm arriving late to the discussion. Just want to say I love the 5 instant manifestations I created while shopping at the thrift store, building a birthday gift basket, and it all came to me. Oh my God, Linda, yes, that's amazing. How do I stop having negative thoughts, fights with my SP and my brain? I'm being positive, but then I remember something he said and I get annoyed all over again. So that, it sounds a bit like you could be suppressing your state, darling. I mean, I never worried about being positive. I don't stay positive. I stay in the state, which doesn't require me to be positive. It's just a way of being and thinking and living, right? Because if I say I'm trying to stay positive, it's kind of like I'm trying to be hopeful and I kind of feel like I'm gaslighting myself. We're not here to spiritually gaslight ourselves, right? We're here to change our mindset, right? And it comes from a natural place once you have effectively done that. So you're not trying to, don't try and stop the negative thoughts. Stop trying to stop your negative thoughts. Your negative thoughts are like the best indicator of whether or not you've changed your state. It's like you're looking at this, I don't know, say it's like a thermometer, right? You're looking at the thermometer to tell you what temperature it is. How do I stop the thermometer telling me what temperature it is? I'm going to tape over it and stuff. Yeah, but why? It is your guidance system. So you can tell if you're up or down, if you can tell whether it's hot or cold, if you can tell whether you're in the state or not. Why this need to fight? Negative thoughts are not there to be fought with. They're an indicator. Use them as such. The less you fight with your negative thoughts, the less you worry about them and make them a thing, the easier it's going to be for them to dissipate. Go to the source. That's what I always say. Go to the source, your deep code, your assumptions that make up this anxiety, that manifest these thoughts in the first place. Your fights with your SP, inner talking is fantastic. Why not have and nurture some inner conversations with your SP where you're perhaps even, you can use it as a revision tool to help you kind of revise maybe conversations that had occurred. How would you have preferred it? How would you have said it from your empowered self, for example, or seen it through the eyes of your chosen self? Like that is actually really, really powerful. And that helped me. That helped me a lot in my journey. I'm going to bring this over. The font on this is so small, isn't it? Where? I am so behind. I'm trying my best to keep up, guys. I'm just going to scroll down here. Oops. Nicole, my darling, can't wait to watch this whole live back. I just wanted to say hello. Hey, Nicole, sweetie. Who's my client? I realized today I used ChatGPT to realize the trigger. I'll put in the comments. Awesome, awesome, darling. I often say you are better than any AI would be as well. Trust in yourselves, guys. Trust in your ability. No one knows yourself more than you do. And your thoughts and your actions and reactions are signals telling you where you stand. That's how you know you've truly changed and shifted. It's not guesswork, it's very evident. And your 3D reality as well is your indicator too. I mean, I'm looking at life through the eyes of me. So how do I know what state I'm in? Well, how am I interpreting the things that are happening? This is how I know. Am I experiencing the same sort of stuff happening in my world? Okay, this is how I know. How do I change it? I mean, manifesting a house and using the SATS affirmation. I'm so glad I own my home at address. Today I bought a lottery ticket and the quick pick numbers match the address exactly. Wow. Well, Alice, what do you think? That is very much a sign of something having impressed here. But remember, you're focusing on your end, right? You've already got that house, right? How does it feel to be that homeowner? And it's interesting, you've got a specific address in mind too. But that's, I mean, again, what a sign, what an amazing synchronicity. What about emotions of anger and resentment that pop up whilst reminding myself of who I am? I would get very angry at my ex, SP, for events that occurred in the past. How do I go about this and see it? Once again, revision, Andre. I mean, you've got to understand, why are you angry? First of all, justify the anger. The anger is there for a reason. The anger is there because that version of you who experienced that scenario, that event, felt like, a victim, felt like they were wronged, felt like they were betrayed, felt like, one or all of those things, whatever it was. And so this is why you feel angry. Is there another way that you can perceive it? How about when you empower yourself in that scene, perhaps revising it, perhaps reframing it? This is like the most powerful thing. And in the end as well, the anger starts to dissipate, because there must be something in it. I mean, if we are angry and resentful, if we've truly believed this person has wronged us in every way, then you've got to ask yourself, why would I even want that person back? Let me just release that anger to them. It's too heavy a burden. It's too heavy an energy for me to carry, and I will move on to someone that doesn't make me angry as well. You can do that too. But I think if we want to revise it and see it differently and actually be with that person, well, maybe our interpretation of their actions, I mean, is not that bad. Maybe there's an alternative here, is what I mean. Like, did they ghost me because they hate me, they rejected me, and this is why I'm angry? Whereas the truth is, they've ghosted because they're overwhelmed, they shut down, they're going through whatever. I'm still chosen. God works in the unseen, and the work that he is doing is impossible to understand. Speaking from experience, this is the truth. Yarkin, 100%. This is why we don't worry about the how or the when. It is taken care of. Thank you for all your insights of the inner conversations. It was like a stone dropped. The outer king, you are willkommen. Absolutely welcome. I tell you, I've done a whole video on inner conversations as well, guys, and I go into so much detail, as I do in all my videos. I don't gatekeep, I don't hold back. There's no membership on the channel for a reason. These lives, it's not just for members, it's all of you, right? You're all VIP here. So there's literally a video on like everything that you could need, or every method, but I give you the why you're doing the methods. Many people will watch this and be like, no, I just want the next hack, I want the next trick, I want to manifest it by tomorrow. That's why I say the caliber of people that come to this community, the reason why they get so much success is because they're not just looking for the next method. Let me do this technique to get something. They're actually understanding the mechanics of why they're even doing this in the first place, and what does it even mean when I change my state. Why do I not need to fight my thoughts? Why do I not need to flip my thoughts and stuff? Why is it nothing to do with my thoughts, but it goes deeper? What is consciousness? What is state? What is identity? Like, you guys want to know this stuff. Like, this is why you get success. You get the kind of success that sticks, I've noticed too. Do you think, Nico, do you think it helps to do hypnosis to make a desired state natural? Also, do you advise repeating inner conversations and imaginal memories, as this is natural for me to repeat them naturally? Yeah, like I don't use techniques all the time every day for a specific desire, but there's certain desires, particularly ones that mean a lot, that yes, quite naturally I have imagined, I have embodied it, a few times, because you do. And if it feels natural for me to do so and I enjoy doing it, then I will do it. I'll never do it because if I don't do it, I'm not going to manifest it, because if I don't do it, I'm not, it's part of my routine, of my mental diet. No, I always go with how I'm feeling. I make it very natural. This is why I don't get burnt out or exhausted. Hypnosis is a very powerful tool. You see that many of my clients, anyone who's worked with me and stuff, we always utilize a form of hypnosis, whether I'm using conversational hypnosis in the call to change their state, or whether it's a more formal hypnosis. There are recordings, hypnosis recordings on my channel. Use it, because they are very, very powerful for getting you into the state. Like, absolutely. Victoria, Athena, I dreamed my SP 7 times. They were all good and sweet dreams. I think that's why I really want him, because it never happened to me before. Yeah, it's interesting, actually. It can make you want for them even more, or you start longing and stuff. But, you know, there's no separation. See, in that dream world, that reality, I've had that experience. Bring it into here as well. I mean, the fact that you're having those kind of dreams is a really good indicator of how your state has switched in relation to your SP, and how you see them, and how you feel that they see you. Something has been very much impressed here, because we can't control our dreams. So I'm always like, yeah, it's like we can't control our thoughts, right? I'm a gay man. I am in love with my friend who claims to be straight, and he rejected my love confession. I am manifesting him. Is it possible to manifest a straight man to be gay for me? Current affairs. I've done a video about this, and the thing is, right, you are not what you're manifesting. This is the language we should use. We're not manifesting someone else to be obsessed with us, or to be in a relationship with us, or to win lottery, or to win. We are becoming. So remember, manifestation is the art of embodying the identity of the version of you who has the desire. So what you're doing is you're embodying the identity, the version of you that has this relationship. It's not about turning someone gay or straight. It's about becoming the person for whom this outcome is a very natural reality. Is it possible? Yes, of course it is. It's happened so many times. I work with clients who have been one sexual orientation all their life, and then suddenly had everything changed, much to their confusion as well, because you know, no one has any free will in your reality. You decide your state, and you also decide how you perceive and experience people in your reality. And the fact that you had said they claim to be straight means that you don't totally believe what they're telling you about their orientation. This is not about whether or not they're gay or straight. It is about how you view love and where you've placed yourself in relation to this person. It happened to my best friend, of whom the story I have shared, and I can't remember which video it was that I shared it. It was only a couple of weeks ago that I shared it. If anyone knows, can you please share it with Current Affairs? The fact that my bestie from university, who I had known the very first day, our very first day together, I'd known her for 24 years, and she'd always been in straight relationships. She'd never been in a same-sex relationship until towards the end of her life, and that was because her work colleague, her good friend, was manifesting her all that time, not consciously, unconsciously, simply by knowing that she was this girl's safe space. She just said, like, that's what she held on to, that she was her safe space. She always believed that no matter what guy she was with, or no matter the fact that she was in a long-term relationship with this other guy, and everyone thought they were going to get married, she was just kind of like, something about it just didn't sit with her. She kind of knew that, I don't know, they had a bond that was very special, and she held on to that, I think, for like 5 years, was it, or something? She said, I can't remember how many years she said it was before it actually became a reality. But it did. 18 more likes to make it 100. Do you know, I can't even see the like count, but thank you for liking, everybody. Where are we? So I'm going to try and do just a couple more, and then we'll call it an evening. My throat is feeling a bit sore. How do you know that you're in the right state and not secretly aware of something opposite, or of being a version who's manifesting and not getting it?
Umibosu, is it? The dragon? How do you know that you're in the right state and not secretly aware of something the opposite? Well, I can always tell that I'm in the right state for many, many reasons. My mood has changed. I mean, those of you who have worked with me one-to-one, we've changed state on the call itself. And I always ask you guys, what do you say? How you've changed state? Do you know, like for some of them, and this is what I mean, it's different for everybody. For some people, a shift in state is like a real epiphany. Have I just gone to a completely different reality? They don't recognize their reality. They don't recognize their SP. They don't feel the same about the situation or their SP. Like I said, if more people were comfortable with me sharing the recordings of our sessions, I would do more, be able to share so that you can just hear in their voice. It's like a really like shock moment. For others, it is such a natural thing that I'm like, did you notice what happened there? Based on what they, like I say, I look to their language and they're kind of like, oh my God, it's such a natural shift. They don't even realize. I encounter a lot of the more natural, as many of you will. You'll just quite naturally feel quite differently about things. You'll be like, not as anxious about this particular outcome, or my thoughts are more in harmony with this particular desire and outcome. My focus is more on this and the outcome rather than the obstacles and all the reasons why it won't happen and why it can't work. My reactions to life are slightly different. If I'm blocked, before I might have seen it as a rejection, now it just doesn't even, I don't see that I'm rejected. I just see that they've shut down and that they're going to be in touch at the right time. Do you know what I mean? So this is how you can tell. You also look at your reality, like I say, and anything that you can observe as your feedback loop. That's why we say it's a feedback loop. And that's how you can tell. Do we need to heal our nervous system to manifest our SP? Absolutely not. Beanie. Absolutely. There's no healing required to manifest a specific person. It's not about healing. It's about your state. And your your state might result in you healing from certain wounds and traumas, but it is not a condition of your desire. You do not need to heal anything. And this nervous system regulation, by the way, is becoming a very popular thing in the community. It's like, I'm not sure, it's like a new age thing or whatever. There's so much terminology now I never heard of when I was starting my journey. And I'm quite glad, because I think about if I was to start my journey now with the abundance of information that we have, I think I would be very, very confused. I only went to the main teachers and was learning from the Neville Goddard and, like I say, Abraham Hicks and Joseph Murphy. And I kind of, I went around because we didn't really have the, like internet and well, accessibility and stuff wasn't. Oh, I lost connection there. But anyway, yeah, it wasn't like it is now. So this whole nervous system regulation, like people are now focusing on regulating their nervous system, on affirming for their anxiety, on all of this stuff. And the thing is, you're managing a symptom, but you're not getting to the cause. It's kind of like we'll put a Band-Aid over the wound, or, I'll treat the symptoms of the disease, but I won't go to the source of what's causing it in the first place. And this can cause us to elongate things. Like that's what, with my anxiety, when I was really anxious and depressed, it was about regulation. It was about therapy to regulate myself. It was about using any techniques and these safety behaviors to try and manage the anxiety. And I became the person, again, identity is everything. I became the person who managed my anxiety. I wasn't the person who had. I wasn't the person who was free of anxiety. I was the person who had it, and I'm managing it. And I extended that illness for years and years and years as a result of that. So try not to get caught up in trying to manage anxiety and trying to regulate this nervous system and trying to affirm over your thoughts and stuff, because you're just managing anxiety. That's your identity at that point. But, use it to calm yourself, yes, but don't be dependent on it, and don't make it a condition of I can't have my desire until I've regulated my nervous system and stuff. Like, there's no condition. You don't need to do that. I didn't even know what that meant all my life, and I'd manifested so many things, you know. SP just messaged me, Carolina, after days of silence. Well, hey, Carolina, what's been happening, huh? You see, we're putting out the vibes. Stuff I'm saying, it's programming, it's going in. The amount of times I've had that, clients are like, come off the call and they're like, oh my God, guess who just got back in touch? Oh my God. It was a particular coach I was working with. She's got really big following. She is amazing. She is an amazing manifester, yet her SP manifestation was just, it was just total confusion for her. As with a few of them, there was another one I was working with. Like I say, she's all right. We have very, very different approaches, shall we say. But I mean, she's been married and her marriage had completely crumbled. And once again, she couldn't figure out what was going on. So it's much easier to get an external viewpoint. And I like to work quite deep. Then I remember, like with this other coach, I was talking to her for hours. I was just talking to her and sort of reprogramming her. And they had like 2 years, I think it was, or something, 2 years of absolutely no contact. And suddenly her bridge started unfolding to them. They didn't get, it wasn't like they got contact. They met up, some conference or something. They met up, regained communication. And like she messaged me like within a week or something saying, we're looking at places together and that. Now, it didn't surprise me because I was like, well, I know how manifestation works. And I know as well that it was the same for Joseph and I. Like, you know, I had imagined him, set the intention, so much so I had changed my state, so much so that I had emailed him at that point with this expectancy that I was going to hear that we were going to connect. And although I didn't get any response, apart from his auto response, which he thinks is good enough. But anyway, I didn't get any response or connection. That was an important part of the bridge. And I had no movement. I had nothing to say that this manifestation was working for like, what, 4 or 5 years? So when we did come together, well, although I had not seen movement or anything for all that time, evidently there was a lot of movement happening on an energetic consciousness level. There was movement happening. So when we met, it was like we'd always known each other. And so it wasn't weird for us to, you know, very quickly like meet up, or to be hours on the phone together, or to be, you know, living together and stuff now. Like none of it was weird. And it's the same for her. Like her bridge is so quick. Same for that other coach with her husband and stuff. They were like separated to periods of silence to then like bam, that can just happen like that, you know. Focus on the end, Victoria. Absolutely. It's always your focus is the version who has. That's your end. Okay, you're that version now. So look at life through her lens. Manifesting money for the Discord server. I both want to get help tweaking some stuff, but also help others. Bargain, you'll be there. I know you will. It's happening. Magdalena, my perfect person, told me that he takes care of me. I had important dreams with him and his dead father. Was that Kirat, powerful and symbolic? I need to write you my update. Magdalena is a client of mine. We'd worked with, I think, a few months back. And we had tweaked a lot of her beliefs, to which she has manifested her perfect person now. And it sounds like it has been flourishing. And Magdalena, you know, like you are an inspiration, because she had so many fears and was constantly manifesting. Was it like it was really difficult, like failed relationships, not being a priority, not being chosen, like again, all the key things, but it was just like perpetually a constant thing. And now, I mean, look at her. I'm so proud of you. And again, that's another one that happened really fast. Again, it was like nothing. It's like she had nothing. I just have all these failed relationships. She suddenly, we did the exercises. We had retrained her to see relationships a different way. We created a new map of relationships for her. And this person comes in. And at first, she was a bit iffy. She was a bit old assumptions wanting to kick in. We didn't allow it. She did not allow it. And now Oh, that's amazing, Magdalene. Like, send it through. Send your success, babe. What are the steps to manifest an SP? I've got a video on that, actually. I've got a video on that. Is it truth? And I share exactly, like, everything that I had done, say, to manifest my first SP. And my methods have changed and adapted over the years. I've manifested numerous SPs for various things. Sometimes just a reconnection, sometimes just an apology, sometimes like my one from yesterday and stuff. My ex, he's just always wanted to have that connection, keep as friends, and we've kept as friends for like, well over a decade now. So you can manifest anything that you want, any outcome. You choose what version to see. You choose what version to experience of that person. But that video will give you, everything that you need alongside any of my other videos. They're all SP. A lot of them are SP related. I don't mean it to be that way, but it seems that our community has been very SP based. I would like to do, share more stories on others. I know we've shared health and we've shared business successes and stuff like that. My SP responded to my happy birthday message instantly after she broke up with me. She apologized and offered to text me when I'm ready to talk. But on Thanksgiving, when I was ready, she didn't text. Yeah, but do not be put off by that. Do not lose sight. You see, a lot of you guys, you give your power away to the 3D. It's always the same thing, okay, 3D has the power, right? They said they were going to text and they didn't. Oh my goodness, whole identity collapse, back to not being chosen, back to being. No, this is why persistence is the key. Any of you who had a desire for anything, be it your dream job, for example, you may not have gotten the very first interview that you went for. You may not have even gotten the second or the third, but you didn't allow that to be like, oh, well, you know what? Think I'm in the wrong field of work. I better go to be a baker or a butcher or something. No, many of you have shared with me your successes, particularly about career. We're just like, well, no, I always wanted to do this. And yeah, if I was studying to be a nurse and if I failed the exam, well, I just studied harder and I did it again and stuff. This is what I mean, right? So when your SP says they're going to text, they've said all this wonderfulness, right? They text you straight away after you'd broken up. She's apologizing. She's offered to text. For whatever reason, she didn't do it. She didn't get around to it. Maybe reality threw something in her past so that she wouldn't text you, so that we could be like, are you chosen yet? Or are you waiting for her to choose you? Are you becoming dependent? We're not going to be dependent on that. You decide who you are, not the text. Text doesn't decide who you are. Your voice is so calming. If I get anxious, just listen to our convos and I'm back. Alexa, you sweetheart. Alexa May, you know what? I'm here for it. Many of you have said that. I was considering going back into like doing like just recordings and audios. I used to just do that. I used to be like, you know what, it's so much easier. Didn't have to worry about doing a face, like putting on a face. Didn't have to worry about filming videos. I could just record, just use my voice, just do that. And I was like, well, I'd kind of miss the manifesting community, and if I was to do something different, but I don't know. The inkling is there. I wonder why. When using 5 senses to visualize, do you have to have the sound of your SP's voice if you can't remember because it's been years since they spoke to you? No, Kelly, no. To be honest with you, I don't. I've done scenes where I have spent a lot of time on the like the details of the scene. So, for example, can I see and feel and touch and taste? And it's awesome if you can do it, but it doesn't always come so naturally. And sometimes when I do that, I feel maybe a little bit like I'm forcing myself and I'm focusing too much on the vividness of every little detail. So do not worry about utilizing all 5 senses in imaginal experience. You don't tend to anyway. I mean, my imaginal experience with Joseph, I can't even remember. I had vision and I might have had sound actually because I was listening to his videos, but I might have. I don't even think he sounded like himself, come to think of it. But like I say, it was a very hazy scene. I had my eyes open, I'm doing the dishes. I mean, that was enough to impress me because I was just lost in the experience. I didn't think, let me manifest him. I was just like, let me step into the state. Yes, I know we're going to be together. I don't know. It was just a very, like, clicked into it. Looking Glass Tarot, join the Patreon. Is it still active? Wondering if I should cancel, as it says you've moved to a different platform. Looking Glass, like, no, we still utilize Patreon. Patreon or Conscious Engineers are just the, what do you call it? They're the platforms that take the payment, but whichever one you use is going to take you to our Discord server. So are you signed into our Discord server? Can you access the chat? If not, can you email me and let's help you get on there? But it doesn't matter if you've done it through Patreon or Conscious Engineers. We're trying to get people on Conscious Engineers simply because Patreon has not been that reliable, and it started, people were getting like kicked off and stuff, and they couldn't log into their accounts. It was very strange. So that's why Joseph, being the amazing software engineer that he is, put together this site very quickly and has sorted it out. So we've now got this platform of our own that he's created for you guys to sign in. And there's a little bot on our platform too that will help you with, the instructions of how to join. Every time I try manifesting, something horrible happens. Teal water, that's becoming an assumption in itself. Bridges, when I think about things that I've manifested, I have encountered struggles. When I was manifesting my dream car, my old car burst into flames. When I was manifesting my dream home, I got rejected, and it was a tough bridge because I also didn't have the money for the house, and it was a bit long. When I was manifesting my first SP, it wasn't smooth sailing. He came, and then he went before he came back properly, right? But these were not horrible things. These were, like I said, these were all neutral events, obviously all leading up to my desire. But you can be the best manifestor in the world. That doesn't mean that you are not going to experience things that we would classify unfavorable. It's not about being perfect living. It's about understanding that you can navigate your way through these muddy waters, through these difficult times. You can turn anything into a sounding board for your success. Even when I went through PTSD, that trauma that I went through, what a horrible bridge of events. I didn't understand it. But had it not happened in that way, I would not have realized 5 of the major manifestations that I had set my intentions for. And now I understand it. It wasn't a pleasant experience at all. But yeah, try not to make that like your assumption every time you try to manifest something horrible happens, because it's not a truth. You will realize that you've manifested numerous things in your life, and it's nothing horrible had to happen for it, But our mind can really speak in absolutes, and it can really trick us, SP just told me, Caroline, SP just told me he wants to see me before Christmas. He'd be effing happy. What the hell is happening, guys? Carolina. And we're long distance, 2 countries. Carolina, you are just proving circumstance did not matter. This is what happens, My mantra, every second, everything is possible. That resolves the pressure of trying to think positive, and it gets me away from negative thinking. That is a wonderful mantra, Carolina. Every second, everything is possible. It's true. Every second that occurs is a chance for you to turn things around, to make a decision of what state you're going to occupy, what identity you're going to embody. Aman, to manifest or change our state, do we need to follow a proper routine or do the same visualization sequence again and again, or other techniques? Everyone is different. I will say find the method that suits you well. I love to, as I've demonstrated in my client story breakdowns, I like to challenge people's fears. I like to use the evidence of the 3D to further cement positive assumptions. That really helps to change their state. Reframing is fantastic. You can use SATs, you can use revision, you can use scripting, like, you know what I mean? But like I say, it doesn't matter what you do. No routine is necessary. I usually tell people to drop any routine they're doing, because if I get into a routine, then I get into a position of getting lost in techniques, and I'm trying to stick to my routine and techniques, otherwise it won't manifest. I'm trying to do this. But if you keep it lighthearted and you're just like, okay, well, you know, what would it be like if I had $1 million in my account right now? What would it be like if I was in my dream relationship and to feel connected and loved every day? Like, what would that be like? If I could just gift myself that experience with whatever technique I'm using, then I'm done and I don't think about it. I get on with my day and that's it. I just do it, a few minutes, done. Come back, revisit it again if you want to, but don't trap yourself in a technique, no matter what you do. Lucian, I have received everything I tried except my SP, who married another, and I wanted to be his first and forever wife. Neville app said I should remain faithful to my desire, but is it even possible? Everything is. Everything is. So, I mean, in the sense that, remember what I said, you are, and the reason that you have, I suppose, set that assumption of I want to be the first and forever wife, is there something in that statement that's like, I wanted to be the first, I want to be the chosen, I want to be the special? Is that alluding to an assumption that you have? See, and you are now embodying the identity for which this relationship, this outcome is natural. The reason why this has happened and now you've encountered an SP who then marries another and stuff is, again, is all a reflection of our assumptions. What assumptions did I have that led me to this situation, a situation where I'm not chosen, I'm not prioritized? Remember, it's not about them or breaking up a marriage or a relation. You can't do that. You know, what you're doing is you're staying true to your desire. Your desire is to be chosen. Your desire is to be in a loving relationship where you are the first and forever wife, for example. This is what you're desiring, right? So this is what you're working to embody. That's what Neville is saying. You remain faithful to that desire, and your reality and this situation will shift accordingly, as it always has, as it always has, as it always will. You know, people wonder about manifesting and when there's third parties and stuff. The thing is, you manifested the third party in the first place, you know. So as much as you've manifested that situation, you manifest going to it as you want to, if whatever you want to call it. You want a quantum shift, if you want to use some of this terminology. You want to go to a different timeline, a timeline where you are the chosen, you are the, you know, you get the experience of being the first wife and stuff. You know, I've heard this stuff happen before. I personally obviously haven't done that, but Vargan, was it you skipped mine between two others? I think I'm too invested. Where is it? Do you know what? I'm sort of like, I can't even see it actually, Vargan. I'm so behind. Eve, my darling. Gosh, you are late. Don't worry. Well, I mean, I am 2 hours, 10 minutes in, so I will be fading out soon as my voice is dry, and I didn't get a chance to make myself a hot drink because I was running a little bit late. My last session was running overtime, and I do need to tend to this little boy, give him some food. Do you have any hypnosis videos on improving self-concept? In terms of like your general self-concept, I mean, you can use the wish fulfilled hypnosis, because again, your wish fulfilled would be walking in that ideal version of you, whatever that might be. You can also use the I am hypnosis, which again will just strip you down of all of the limiting beliefs and labels, and you can start with a fresh slate that you can then build upon. So I would recommend those two from my list. How do I change myself? Remember my secure queen self that would bring back my SP. Amy.
I actually have a call now.
Oh, really? Oh, no way. Okay. Cool. Oh, Fish and Chip Friday. I didn't realize it was Friday. So how do I change myself? Remember my secure queen self. Remind yourself of what that version of you was like. Maybe even start to script it out. What were the key attributes that that secure queen self had? You can even improve upon it as well. What other attributes would she have that maybe you didn't exhibit before? You know, that's how you can bring it back. You're sort of like, you're starting to bring it to the forefront of your awareness, and then you can start to embody it either by imagining it, like I say, scripting, whatever it is that resonates with you, so that you can just connect with it. So it doesn't feel like just something you're listing down, like you're detached from. You're reminding yourself that you already were that, and you're going to be that again, you know? I mean, that version of you as well, remember, every version exists now. It didn't go anywhere. It's just dormant. You're waking it up. That's why I always say in my community posts every day, it's like, you know, wake up, like you're remembering. I'm here to remind you. Remember. I always feel like I'm writing that. Remember, remember. Because that's all it is. I'm just reminding you. I'm not teaching you anything new. I'm just reminding you. Everything is possible. My friend married and didn't register her marriage for years. So they weren't actually married, and then they broke up. Oh my goodness. You see, right there. Which I've heard before too, you know, like numerous things like that. Like they got married, and then you realize that it wasn't really a marriage. It was something else, like some other thing that in the States did not count as real. Like, I mean, there's just all sorts of things, honestly. The thing that I often say is that life is always changing. Nothing remains stagnant. Nothing remains the same. That goes for people as well as circumstances. So when you think that things are always moving in that way, you feel less sort of stuck and helpless, because you're not stuck and helpless to circumstances. It's not about circumstances. We look at the circumstances, we make them mean something. That's the problem with circumstances. But really, when it comes to what you can imagine, what state you can embody, what version of yourself you show up as, which is all it is, there's no outer manipulation here. There's no stealing from other people, stealing their partners and breaking down relationships. That's never what you're doing. You're only ever changing yourself. That's all you ever have done. That's all you ever can do. And your world simply adjusts and rearranges to meet you. That people that come into your life meet that version of you, and you meet whatever version of them that you are perceiving through these eyes. But it always starts with you, and that's how it is. Hey Raven, a while ago I commented how I never understood why a relationship didn't work and why I wanted closure. Come to find out that person got engaged right after we broke up. So yeah, okay. So never understood why a relationship didn't work and why you wanted closure. And so is that giving you the sort of closure and the understanding, like, oh, okay, maybe there was like an unfinished business there or something, and that's why we broke up. It's actually nothing to do with me. It's more to do with, okay, this was unfinished, and you know, or have you let that affect you, like you've been somewhat replaced? Do you know what I mean? I think it's okay if you forgot to write a day in the list method. Yeah, darling. Yeah, like don't be you know, don't be rigid on yourself. And I know Joseph's list method is very structured, and it's designed that way for you to properly test the law. But it doesn't matter if you missed a day, you know, it really doesn't. You're still going to be manifesting things. Oh, you're busy looking after your mum. Eve, do not worry about it, darling. I'm glad that you were spending some time with your mum and cooking good things, cooking good treats. Oh, I've got an update come through. 33 Rose. Just a thank you. Thank you, darling. 33. Thank you so much. 35, not 33. Oh my goodness. My brain. Thank you for your donation, sweetheart. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate all of you, and I appreciate all of your generous donations, and I appreciate all of you being here tonight, and I appreciate just all of you for being so incredible and for sharing your success stories, because some of you have some very personal success stories to share. And they're topics that I know that are uncomfortable for people to broach, because of course you're always going to worry about judgment. But like I say, the people who judge are only judging themselves, you know, because they're projecting from their world. So don't worry about their judgments, or don't worry about it, because your story could help thousands and thousands of people, which it does, you know. Eve, Athena, do you recommend any particular night meditation videos for manifesting? Depends what you're manifesting, but I would say listen to a hypnosis and then fall asleep to that feeling. I don't listen to things as I'm falling asleep and then fall asleep and stuff like that. I mean, you can, if you capture the feeling before you fall asleep, brilliant. But a lot of people don't. And it's just not that effective. It becomes like a subliminal or something. Coventry. So it actually gave me the closure. Well, there you go, darling. Ask and you shall receive. Well, that's good. I'm really glad that it's giving you the closure and stuff, because now it's like, okay, there's no wondering. All right, then that's okay. On to the next, you know, on to the, what do I actually want? This time it's someone who, yeah, this relationship next chooses me. It's ready for me. We both want commitment at the same time. But imagine, like, isn't it funny? We can ask for things and we will get the answer. And sometimes it'll just be like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. And then we realize, oh, do you know what? It is kind of what I was asking for. Nico, I've missed months from writing in my list, and something I wrote a few months back manifested. Nico, I know, right? There was something I'd heard a client of mine, I think she had said she'd put in her list like 6 months ago or something like that, and it only just manifested. See, that's the thing. A lot of people do the list method and they think that if it doesn't manifest like straight away or very, very quick, then it didn't work or something like that. But you see, this is the thing about the list method. You're looking to see the mechanisms of the law. And yeah, free coffee might seem easy, but it might still take 6 months, whereas you manifesting a windfall of money might be done tomorrow. I've had that with clients too, and people have told us, yeah, I manifested like thousands and thousands of pounds. I've yet to get my free coffee. Do you know what I mean? And it's really good, because then you can see what manifests, what happened. You can learn about time, but at the same time, if there is a recurring theme with a specific type of manifestation, like, my money manifestations haven't come in, but everything else is manifesting. It's like, okay, what assumptions do I have about money? Do you see? And this is why it's such a great feedback tool. It's not about let me manifest loads of things on a list. It's about let me understand the mechanics of how the law actually works, and how did I walk, talk, act, feel after I did the creative act, and then let it go. Did I have to remember my manifestation? Did I have to think about it all the time? I have inadvertently manifested free coffee, essentially indefinitely, just because of the energy company that I use. And I'd set this intention, and then I remember looking, and it was from my sister. She never sent it to me, though. It was a post that she put on social media, and I was like, I'm with this energy company, like what? And it was like free coffee, and this is how you get it. And it's just that every customer gets to have this free coffee from Nero's. It's like, what the hell? So I was saying to Joey, I was like, there you go, indefinite supply of free coffees. And on top of that, I get free coffees with my Vodafone app. So it's just been like crazy. Wanted to say hi. Ni hao, how you doing, darling? Hi, Athena. I hope you're well. Hi, sweetheart. It's good to see you. Thank you. Is it Laradi Emanuela? Did I pronounce that correctly? Thank you so much for the donation, darling. That was really sweet. I was looking to see if there was a question in that. I'm thinking it was just a generous donation. Again, you guys blow me away. I really appreciate all of you. And thank you so much for your donations. Even you've been donating to the channel as well. I'm like, oh, what is it? I didn't even know. I was like, oh, what is this? Oh my God. It was a super like, or thanks, or whatever it is. Just wow. The fact that someone actually stops and thinks, I really enjoy this, is like, I'm still wrapping my head around it, which you guys made me realize something very important, that I'm not, that I had real assumptions around receiving. I was always like a giver. Let me give, I give all the information away on my videos. I give loads of free time and free extras on my one-to-one as well. People are like shocked and stuff. I give, everything I can, I'm commenting as much as I can. I'm like, on lives, answering as many questions as I can. And you guys are just like the biggest support. I never think about, I'm always thinking of giving. I never think about receiving. It was kind of in the recent months that it just taught me about the gift of like receiving and feeling okay with that. I didn't realize I still had that as an assumption, like almost like not worthy or something, you see. So even just being in this community, like I'm growing with all of you guys, you know, I'm growing with all of you. I'm not perfect, I don't pretend to know it all, nobody does, you know. You're learning all the way through, and I'm still going to be learning to 100 years old. Can you imagine the 100 years old trying to do this? No, but you know what I mean. So I appreciate all of you and your generosity, and for being there for me, and for teaching me and helping me learn about myself. Thank you, all of you. So thank you. Thank you for the work that you do. Like Emanuela, thank you. Like I say, thank you guys. I listened to all your videos and I had a massive breakthrough. Oh my God, well, that is amazing. That's what I want to hear. Like more and more of you are saying this, and it is music to my ears. Baddie boo boo, I got rejected from my dream job, even though I believed I would get it. Where did I go wrong? You haven't necessarily gone wrong, hun. You haven't. I mean, there was many jobs I really believed 100% I was going to get it, and I didn't. And it was because it actually wasn't what I truly desired. I thought it would be. I had such a set intention of being a Scrum Master. Those of you who work in banking and stuff know what I'm talking about. And I studied it and I invested in it and I went for interview upon interview. I believed 100% this is what I was going to do. I didn't get a single interview, even though they said I was really good. They were really impressed with my skill. They were really all the rest of it, even though I had done it before on a bigger scale at that dream job that I manifested. Didn't get it. But thank God I didn't, because I had somehow convinced myself that that was my desire, but it wasn't. I was settling. My desire had always been to run my own business, to help people, to make healing a full-time thing, to utilize my skills in these modalities of therapy and stuff. That was my true desire. And I think I just thought I couldn't do it, even though I'd also set an intention for that. So really, me going to those interviews and studying what I did, it wasn't wasted. It was an integral part of my bridge to my end result. That particular job, Baddie, for whatever reason, that particular role or that particular timing for you to get that role is not right. Doesn't make sense. But trust me, at the end of your journey, it is going to make sense. Because it was like me, I was convinced I was going to win this hypnosis. And I say this all the time in our live Q&As on the Discord each week. I'm always bringing this up. But I was convinced, 100% convinced I was going to win this hypnotic competition. I knew I had the skill. I knew that many people on the forum did not understand hypnosis, were doing particular types of audio, but this was not proper hypnosis. And I just really believed in myself and my ability. It's not much that I feel that confident in, but I really did with this, you know. And I was like, yay, set up my account, applied, pushed my thing forward, got rave reviews about the hypnosis because it's open to everybody. I didn't win. I didn't win. I was so convinced. I felt it in my heart and soul. I wasn't meant to win that one. What happened was they then opened up another. So it was weird. It was like that was the only ever competition that they had set up. But then suddenly they decided to do another one next year, the following year. And that was the one I was meant to win. That was the one that I applied for and I won. And the prize was actually better. It was better. So that's why it wasn't evident to me. So don't be disheartened and don't immediately assume you've done something wrong. You know, it's just a misinterpretation of the bridge. It doesn't unfold in the way that we expect. But the bridge is taken care of. This doesn't mean anything. Don't let it mean that you're not going to get your dream desire. I've heard it enough times. Went for the job, got rejected. Even though everyone said I should get it, got rejected. And then we find out a few months later, do you know what? Same company contacted me. They've opened up identical job just for me. There's loads of people on the Discord had said similar to that. Twinkle, Athena, I messaged you. Hope you see it. I saw something flash up, Twinkle, my darling. I will indeed check it out. I've got hundreds of messages I need to get through. I will get through tonight. I try and make a dent in them every day. I try and make a dent in them. If But I think the bigger that the channel is getting and the bigger my client base is getting, it's actually getting quite impossible to keep up with everybody. But I'm doing my best. Yo, Athena, my life changed once I realized that my feelings are a consequence of my beliefs, and my beliefs are a consequence of my assumptions that come from my state of being. Bruce Wayne got it to a T. And it does, it changes your entire life. It changes how you look at everything as when you feel less helpless. Eve, did I get the bag? So I got Eve. Do you know what, Eve? I have to tell you about what happened with that, because the bag turned into a perfect manifestation. I do have the bag, but you know what ended up happening? I ended up getting it for free. So I have to tell you, even when I did try to gift myself, because Eve had very generously sent me a gift, and I said, oh, I will treat myself to a bag. And then I got the bag, and then I got it for free because there was some muck up, and then they refunded me. So it's another gift. That's what I mean. I was in that mindset of abundance, right? Abundance. Every time I have a negative, intrusive thoughts, I ask myself if that's what I want to give my power and manifest an experience that matches it in the future. That's what I want to give my power. If this is like really good methods. I love that you guys share your methods and techniques. Yaelene, my darling, hey. Yana, hey, you guys. I recognize so many of you. I just realized like how many of you I've actually worked with, you know, be it personally or be it in the Discord workshops. It is incredible. I'm so blessed. You know, you guys are such the most beautiful people. The most beautiful people. And don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise, because I know that sometimes you will get berated, you will get told off, you'll get told you're doing something wrong, you moron. No, don't let anybody speak to you like that. No other teacher, no other coach. Like, don't take it. You're not doing anything wrong. You're learning. Okay, you're learning. I manifested so many things through the list method, a contract extension for my brother at his job, our family business making profits, my health improving, along with so many other things. Lucian, oh my goodness, would you take the time to maybe share some of that, darling, in an email or something? I will put it up on the website. I'm gonna just sit down and I'm gonna post as many of the emails that I got, you know, put it up on the website. Because listen, and you guys, if you've not been on my website, go athenaravencoach.com. If you ever feel low, trust me, there's probably a success story on there that is very, very similar to your situation. People have shared success stories of all kinds of things, from manifesting very rare Pokemon cards to celebrity manifestations and health and miracles and all kinds of things that, like, I'm mind blown as well. So you do feel low, go check it out. Bruce Wayne, Athena, please read Jane Roberts and Seth. I recommend The Internal Validity of the Soul. I keep hearing about this. Bruce, have you told me about this before, or was it someone else? There's literally, I think there's like 2 or 3 people that recommended it. There's a reason why I'm being pushed in that direction. I'm very curious. I had to look it up, but I am not familiar with the works. So I will check it out. I will. Samuel, I find it hard to believe the outside world doesn't make its own decisions. When I got a favorable situation, I tend to believe that it's not really me that created it. Samuel, think about it though. Life is, like I say, life is happening through you. You shut down your senses and the good circumstances and the bad, and everything ceases to exist for you. Ceases to exist. So this world that's why they say the world is not happening outside of you, it's happening within, because without you perceiving it and experiencing it through your senses, through imagination, then it's nothing. I close my eyes and it's nothing, kind of thing. To me, through the lens of Athena, through this vessel, it is gone. So this is why we're saying again, you know, it's not about blaming, it's about observing circumstances, observing events. I don't blame myself for the bad events that happened. I don't blame myself for the good events that happen or something. I observe and I focus on my state and I watch reality and the mechanism of reality unfold. I tell you, look, I talk about it like it's easy. It's not. You can get very, very sucked into the 3D. Okay, it's an alluring matrix, very alluring hologram. I react. You know, you lose your rag, you lose your temper, you cry, you whinge, you moan, you feel helpless. Like, I think we can all say that we've been there. No one's immune to that. But as much as I can, I do try to keep myself awake by taking a step back and observing. And if I deem something positive, then yes, I've created that, because I've just created that experience of that. If everything is neutral and I'm the one that deems it positive, then who created that positive experience? I did, right? You know? If you can hear me, he's on his call. I manifest chocolate before my B-day. When I wrote about receiving the chocolate brand, I spelt it wrong, and my parents got me the collection of Ferrero Rocher. Oh my God, Nico, I love Ferrero Rocher. Love. Bruce Wayne, guys, please read Neville. Absolutely. Like I say, those of you, mynevillegoddard.com is the app that Joseph created so that all of you could get access to Neville at its purest and understand the teachings. It's free. Like, there's a free version. Go and enjoy. The others, they're very, they can be a lot more, is it like data heavy? Like I said, I don't know how these things work, obviously, but like I say, Joe's foot in the bill for the free version. Every time people ask a question, you know, it charges. And so, but he's so desperate for people to get the real teachings, because what we're noticing is this influx of AI-based channels where many people have come to us saying, oh, listen to this Neville lecture, and it wasn't a real Neville lecture. So if you do want the real genuine lectures, that mynevillegoddard.com, you can access a lot of them. Just have a look, just have a read, just have a little chat with Neville about it to understand the teachings. And I think Joseph has a Spotify playlist of all the lectures too. Again, just free access for you guys to access. I'll ask him about how that works, because I don't know. But, you know, you will blow your mind, you know, really. Zastana, what is it? I so love your video about your ADHD clients, because I am the same. So I resonated and I feel mega validated, and also was great clarity you offered. Thank you so much. You are welcome, my darling. Like I say, it doesn't matter what you've been labeled with. Look at my client who was a borderline person. I don't know, and I hate these labels, right? Borderline personality disorder. And she came to me. There's a few that I've worked with who came to me, and it's just like, apparently that is a death sentence for relationships. You're never going to have a healthy relationship if you have this diagnosis. I was just like, who said that? No, like, I just refuse to believe that. And like I say, she blew it out of the park. I've got a couple of clients who have autistic, ADHD, like, your superpowers. Remember, I always say, this is your superpower, right? That hyper focus, that attention to detail, that, you know what I mean? The sensitivities, the different sensitivities. Don't ever make anything a weakness. Turn it into your superpower. Betty Boo, thank you. You've made me feel better about it. You're welcome, darling. Yeah, I hope my own experiences really helped you, you know? Tina, that means you were right. You won the competition. Exactly, Nico. I won the competition. You see, I became the person for whom winning that hypnosis competition was my reality. But that doesn't specify when it happens. I don't get to decide when or how. That's what I mean. Like, when we say this, we're not just saying this as this isn't a limiting belief or something. This is why we say practice yourself, test it yourself, because you will see you do not control this bridge of events. That's why I say you can't blame yourself for every little thing that happens. You're not controlling reality and people like puppets. Doesn't mean you can't get your outcome. It means that you don't decide how it happens, because that bridge has already been perfectly orchestrated and built. And that bridge will also reflect your assumptions and beliefs. And that's how it works. And yeah, Nanga, hi, welcome. You caught me, yay. Yeah, Eve, I know. I know, I got the free bag, so now I've got to think of something else to treat myself. But be sure, I will let you know. I will let you know. Again, I'm so grateful for your gift. Lisa Johnson, one of the things I get hung up on is, what if SP is manifesting someone else while I'm manifesting him? I've put posts up about this. I've done videos about this, Lisa, in more detail, which I think is worth looking at, but there is no competition. When you look at the law of assumption or non-dual teachings, there is only the self. That's why Neville says there's no one and nothing to change but self. Like I say, have manifested numerous outcomes with different SPs, and I've never worried about competition and who I'm competing against. In my reality, if reality is happening through me, then the only creator of competition is me. Why would I create competition in my world? Again, that's not to say people are not mindless puppets, right? But I decide what version of them I'm seeing, what version of them I'm witnessing, revealing, experiencing. So I'm not thinking, why do I care what someone else is manifesting if it doesn't affect me? I'm not thinking about what they're manifesting. I'm not experiencing life through them. I'm experiencing life through me, and that's all I have control over. And everyone is an extension of that, is an extension of me. So don't get caught up on that, because it's irrelevant. I didn't sit there thinking when I had third party situations, well, third party must also, they have a strong intention to be with him. They're manifesting him also. It's just like, no, it's like, I'm in a situation like this because I'm not chosen. I'll change. I get to choose to change that I am chosen. I get to choose to change that I am important, that I am unforgettable, that bond that I shared with that person was irreplaceable. Well, I get to decide that. Let them decide whatever they want. It doesn't affect me. And it never has. Not in competition with anybody.
No.
Oh, I think you give more than enough and you deserve thanks and gratitude. Thank you, babe. Thank you. Whiz and shine. I'm glad I made it. Oh, I made it on. Salty that I'm tardy. Do not worry. Well, I've been on for a couple of hours and stuff now. You know what? It reminds me of the TikTok days. My goodness, some of those lives that I used to conduct. I mean, how many of you were on those lives with me? That we would watch, we would laugh and stuff, wouldn't we? Because I look outside and things would start getting brighter, and it was like the sun was rising. People would be going to bed, waking up, starting their day, and they're like, Athena, you're still on. They're getting ready for work, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'm still here, pulling out the tarots and stuff. I used to do like just a one card read. I'm not a tarot person, and I'd always say, this is not about your future, this is about your now. And we would just have a laugh together, and I kind of miss that. I do miss doing them regularly. Your experience with what is it, being a scrum master, is that compared to having specific, what's that, specific ERs? What does that mean, hun? Objective point of view? I didn't quite understand that. Oh yes, I'd love to have been consciously manifesting for 6 years now. Oh my God, Lucia, well, please do bring them in, because you'll have some amazing stories. I've had it of success lady, but everything manifesting about SP. Ah, Nango, so you've been getting all the success, right? Except for SP. That's such a common thing people say. I've had success except for SP. Everything's manifested except for SP, right? Why have I made that an exception though? And what am I going by? Am I going by time? That's what a lot of people do. They judge by time. And then it's just like, yeah, but it's been 4 months. It's been 1 year. It's been 2 years. Okay. But again, what are we judging by? Because I have had SP manifestations. I've had one that was 7 years. I've had one that was 5 weeks. I've had one that was 1 year. I've had another that was a year. Not others that are like a couple of months. Like I say, it's all for different outcomes, but everyone comes in at the appointed hour and time. So what do we go by? Like him buying me, so what is it? Everything manifesting about SP, like him buying me an expensive gift, going on vacation, but first he broke up with me on one of these things. So remember, you're looking for a type of relationship. You are. version of self that has that relationship where you get treated a certain way, where you get gifted a certain way. So that's what you're looking to embody, right? Everyone's very fixated on a specific person. Ironically, that's not how we manifest a specific person. We manifest a specific version of us for which that reality is a given. And that's why people say you're not manifesting anything on the outside. You're not trying to get anything on the outside. It is essentially that, yes, I want something from the outside. That's why I'm on that journey, right? I think we can all admit that. But the mindset is not, I'm trying to get, because we don't get what we want, right? And like I said, not everyone has the savvy or the intellect to understand that. But I know that you guys get it. So this is why I'm like not worried about you guys. I set the intention, you're all getting success, and I mean it and I know it. And the amount of successes you guys send me, honestly, from all over the world. I was trying to manifest my straight co-worker, got drunk, confessed feelings, she freaked out, yelling she's straight. So isn't this manifesting dangerous a little? Only if you are, doing it from the wrong state, from the wrong expectations. If you're doing it that I will do an imaginal scene, or I will affirm a couple of things, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to put someone in a position and I'm going to try and force this a certain way, or force this outcome, or impose myself upon someone. I mean, this is not how it works, right? It's about changing yourself. You're not changing her. You're not changing her orientation. We've already discussed this with I've already answered this question. But you're never changing someone. Your aim is not to change someone else or their orientation. Your aim is to change yourself, how you perceive the world, how you look at the world, what version of people you reveal. Like I said, my friend was straight all her life. But in 5 years, her co-worker, who doesn't even know about manifestation, just had a very strong intention of who she was in my friend's world. They ended up in a relationship together. And my friend still, to her last day, never associated herself with anything but straight. Never. This is not about changing other people. But when you change yourself, you do influence other people. And that's something we have done always, whether you know about the law or not. You're not doing anything to the outside world. The outside world is reacting to you. Who are you? I think the greetings from Hungary. I just wanted to give you a big thank you for your hard work, your time, your effort invested in teaching us the law. Thank you so much, Annie. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. This is Dr. Jules. This is crazy. I'm listening to this live. I'm going through some patient's paperwork and I see my SP's name. It's a rare name and spelled even rarer. I actually stopped and stared for a minute. Oh my goodness. That is like a key thing, right? Dangerous because I was drunk and my subconscious beliefs came to the surface of her loving me, which she doesn't because she's straight. Your thoughts on the danger. So I hope that answered it, handle care. Your assumptions came to the surface. I mean, when you're drunk, your inhibition's lower. And I don't know what your true assumptions are in relation to her. You believe that she loves you. And so you've accepted that you're the person who is loved. So if that is the case, why are we put off? And I know that sounds strange, but the thing is, once again, my friend was completely straight and her client, her co-worker, flirted and made it apparent that she liked her. My friend recoiled. My friend isn't, she was not that way inclined. Ever. But a lot of that rejection was, I suppose, fear, because that was not something she was used to. And that's why, however, like I say, like 5 years or something down the line, my friend was the one who made the first move. My friend came on to this girl when she least expected it. Like, she was so shocked that it even happened. She was like, what the hell has just happened and stuff? Because she had resigned herself to the fact that it wasn't ever going to happen. She saw herself as more. She saw herself as the safety option, the better option, the one who treats her a certain way, the one who has her best interest and all the rest of it. She saw that, but she didn't believe they were going to be together. that proves as well that you don't need to believe that it's going to happen for it to happen. I'm going to when I first started watching you, I unintentionally imagined that your channel would grow so much that I'd feel like a VIP to get the info contact with you. Ah, car Wi-Fi or Kawifi. I appreciate that. That is so lovely. That is so lovely. Christy, you're here. Hi. Linda, I've checked it out. Great, reliable resource. Linda, is that the mynevillegoddard.com? Thank you, Twinkle Star, for sharing that. Yeah, amazing resource. Like I say, use it, guys. It's freely available. We made as much of it available to everyone so everyone can access it. If you do want the more intensive version, there's a small donation for that to keep that sort of running, because like I say, it uses a lot. But otherwise, there it is. I mean, I went and had a play on it. It's just, Joseph's done an amazing job with it. Ivy, SP now hates me, and he again reacted to that third-party post again. How do I believe we're going to talk again? Ivy, I think you're manifesting in piecemeal, darling. Like, you don't want to manifest that you talk again, do you? I thought you want to manifest being in a relationship with this person. I think we get very reactive and we start trying to manifest that we are unblocked, that we spend Christmas, that we, speak again. And that's not what people want. That's not what they want. Because then they manifest that, oh, we speak again. And then it's like a couple of weeks down the line, SP ghosted me again. Go to the end. Go to the end, right? That's what you're doing. Embodying the version of you that has the desire now. Go to the end of that. Loving relationship, feel safe and secure in relation to them, right? Hello from Florida, Grandma Diva. Hey, Tom. Hello, beautiful Athena. Thank you so much, Tom Rowe. How have you been? What would you say about manifesting an ex from 6 years ago? No contact at all. No friends / co-workers / acquaintances in common at all. No social media. No way to know where each other lives. So, it's Thorn, isn't it? I said Tom. Oh my goodness, Thorn. So sorry. I told you the text is really small. So this is what happened to me. The one that took 7 years was a guy that we had a really strong connection. By the way, I have an umbrella assumption about my exes that I set back in school before I even knew about the law. Back in like my college days, I was just like, you know what? Every guy that I encounter or date or whatever, I leave such a strong impression on them. Like, none of them can forget me. They always come back. And you know what? I embodied that so well, because it's literally like every single one, except for one, and I'll just say yet, has returned that I can recall. Now, one of them was this guy that we didn't have a proper relationship. We had a connection and a little thing. And he had left our place of work. And I literally, I had no means of contacting him. I was texting him, and then suddenly I think he changed his number. So I had no number for him. He had no social media. I didn't have any social media of his, because I was thinking, wonder what he's doing. His name was Joe as well, funny enough. Wonder what Joe's doing, like, where is he? So I checked for his social media, couldn't find him. We had no friends in common because there was quite an age gap between us. Can't remember how many years difference there was. But there was quite an age gap, I think like 10 years maybe or something. So we had nothing in common, no connections. He didn't keep in touch with anyone from the place that we worked, and neither did I really. But, like I say, circumstances don't affect what state you occupy. I dared to assume that we would reconnect. I didn't know where he lived. I never bumped into him. Excuse me, my throat. So I had set that intention, and then I think I just forgot about it. I got on with my life, and 7 years passed, and I was walking Coco. So like I say, 7 years, we had nothing. There was no communication, nothing. And I was walking Coco, and again, this wasn't that long ago that it unfolded, a couple of years back. And suddenly, this guy in a white van is driving up opposite. And it's summer, so you're wearing a dress and that, you're feeling good. And I'm thinking, who is this perv, like, driving kind of slow? And when you just feel, you're like, oh God, you know, it's more of these kind of people just that want to like oogle you a little bit. So I'm kind of like, I got my headphones in and I'm walking bean, and I'm like, let me ignore it. And the thing is, I just come out of my turning. So as I'm walking down, here's my road. I'm walking down here, and he turns around, and I'm very aware that he's gone in the turning. So I'm just like, oh Jesus, this weirdo is going to come and he's going to turn around, and I'm kind of freaking out, like, what the hell's going on? And then literally he pulls out and he's like driving beside me, and I'm like, how long can I just ignore this guy? And he's shouting my name, but I've got my music and stuff. So I was like, oh. So I look, because I'm like, oh my God, am I going to get abducted or something? And you know, I didn't recognize him. First of all, I've got a very, very bad memory for faces. Ask Joseph. I've even warned Joseph. I said to him, if we see some people who know me, people always seem to recognize me. I might not recognize or remember them. So if I don't introduce you, don't be offended. Introduce yourself so that I can remind myself who they are. I don't know what it is, right? But anyway, I didn't recognize him because it had been 7 years. And when I worked with him, he was only 20. And, you know, I think I was nearly 30 or something. So it was just kind of like, I guess I hadn't changed much, but he had changed a lot in that time. And suddenly he's a business owner, and he's kind of like this butched with his arms and some tattoos, and he changed his hair. And I was just like, you don't recognize me, do you? I was like, oh my God, Joe. So we reconnected. And even after all those years, and he said the same thing that my ex had said, and that he had said, did you put a spell on me or something? Like, he couldn't stop thinking about me. And he actually called me his kryptonite. We picked up actually where we dropped off, like the connection and the chemistry was still very strong. But I didn't want a relationship. I didn't manifest for a relationship. I manifested a reconnection. So of course that's what we had, just that reconnection. So I want to tell you, time doesn't matter. I mean, have you guys ever had it where you haven't seen someone for years and then you've reconnected with that person, and then it's like no time passed at all? It's like you've always been in touch. There's no time. Time is now. So nothing had changed. Our energy and our connection hadn't changed. There was no distance. I wasn't stopping my life. I wasn't waiting. It was done. It was impressed. And it happened at the right time, because had it happened sooner, the kind of relationships I was in and the situation I was in, we would never have been able to have the reconnection in the way that I had envisaged it to be. Does that make sense? I hope that makes you feel better, because then people hear time and then they freak out and stuff. And it's like, yeah, but you're not waiting. Why I'm saying to you is that 7 years of nothing, and yet I was still unforgettable to that person. You know, I evidently forgot them. I didn't forget him. I just didn't recognize him. Does that make sense? Does that make you guys feel better? Have I made anyone cry? You know, I forgot Coco, because I didn't. I mean, I don't know. Like I say, it changed a lot. People change a lot in time, you know. Oh, and like I say, he had to reflect my assumption that I'm terrible with faces. So there you go. There you go. Yeah, does that help, guys? I hope all of this is helpful to you all. Strawberry, you don't have to believe it to manifest it. The belief comes after. All you're told to do is occupy the state, to close the door and pray to your Father in secret, to pray as though you've received it and you shall, to have the audacity, the brazen impudence to step into the state of having it now. You're not told to believe it. You're not told that you have to believe it will happen. You're just told to do it. And that's what I did. I just did it. I mean, after 7 years, I don't think I believed that I was going to see him. Why he was in my area, I have no idea. He had no need to be in my area. He's never been in this area. And I suppose the bridge unfolded as well, that it took for him to set up a business that meant he would be working in this area, that meant that I would have to walk Coco at a specific time for him to see me, for me to be free, for him to be free as well, for us to be able to have that reconnect, which is just what I set an intention for. And then that's it. Juicy gem dropped. Exactly. We're dropping these juicy gems, guys. You're collecting the juicy gems. How do you manifest on a time crunch? I don't focus on the time element of it. I focus on being, and I trust everything happens at the perfect time. So, for example, when I was in a financial predicament, my bridge had thrown me into financial predicament. I didn't know how I was going to pay my mortgage for the next, month and the month after that. I didn't worry about that. I was just like, well, it's taken care of and money is coming. And I don't believe I'm going to be stuck in this situation. I'm not going to keep being stuck in this situation. It is going to change, but I don't have to worry about how the money is coming. And that's when my very, very first SP that I manifested back, like I say, they're still in my life to this day as my friends. He came and was just like, you've helped me so much. You've given me so much. You could do with this money. Like, here you go. And then for the following month, I had a client of mine again, like he had some money, he's retired, he's well off. Government had given him money like for heating and stuff, as they did with all pensioners. And he was like, you could do with this money. It just, everything happened at the right time. Don't focus on the time, focus on the state, because as soon as you start focusing on the time, you're trying to manifest from a place of panic and stress. And this is not a creative space, I think it's okay to keep affirming that my SP loves me, adores me, and chooses me. Whenever I am anxious about the 3D, I usually get anxious when I see him on the dating app I met him on. Room of Angel. I mean, when you affirm those things, do you feel that? Do you feel that experience of just being connected? Like, does it feel like a truth? Does it feel like something you're doing to try and change your state, like an anxious reaction, to the 3D and trying to change the 3D and trying to manage the 3D and manage your anxiety? Because this prolongs things, right? I would recommend that you understand, okay, what's the anxiety here? I see him on the dating app, so that means if I'm anxious, that means I must feel like I'm replaced, or that I'm going to be replaced, that he's forgotten me, that he's moved on. And so this is feeding my anxiety. So these are my assumptions. So let me work through those assumptions. I can use assumption stacking. I can create a new assumption, and I can imagine that I have the assumption whereby, that our bond is irreplaceable. Because the version of you who is in the state of being is going to look like he's on the dating app, be like, poor fella, he's never going to find anyone to replace me. He's desperately looking, and that's good, because it means that there's no one special in his life at the moment. Do you know what I mean? Your perception would be very, very different. But but a lot of people do try and fight the 3D, or try and fight their anxious thoughts and that with affirmations. And this is why they need to repeat them consistently and constantly. And like I say, if you enjoy doing that, do it. But you see, if you can embody the state, and if you find a technique that really works for you, all you need is you need to do it once and you would feel it in that moment. You might not hold on to that feeling, that's okay, but the idea is you experience it, okay? Don't try and manage your anxiety. Try to go to the root cause of what's causing the anxiety in the first place, and you'll dissipate it much faster than if you're fighting against it, But like I say, it depends what you're using the affirmations for exactly. And if it does make you feel like, I say it and I feel it's the truth, and now I look and I'm just like, yeah, whatever, then great. If it's something I feel like I'm quite having to do regularly and repetitively, and I'm still met with a lot of anxiety with the 3D and not much has changed, that use something else, use a different method and go to the root. I've been following you for a year. You helped me build faith. I'm in contact with my SP occasionally. He always comes back. However, interested in casual things with no commitment. I got stuck, I think. No problem. Annie, you know what? I mean, look at that. First of all, congratulations. Now you've got a situation where you're building up your faith. You're in contact with your SP. You say it's occasionally, right? He always comes back. That's your assumption. He always comes back. So we know he's coming back. But are we now in this expectancy that this sort of limbo is where it's at? Where did I place myself in relation to this person? Because, however, like interested in casual things with no commitment, am I seeing through that, or am I seeing this as a stuck circumstance? Like, how do we know they're going to stay in that position? Because I was convinced for many, many decades that I would never get married, never wanted to get married, wasn't interested in getting married. And then it was only, I think, the last year before, or however long it was before meeting Joseph, that I started actually considering that that was something I would do, something I'd be interested in. And of course, it's because of his list, which was titled wife. So it was like, oh, okay, so I had to fulfill the list. So that means even assumptions I had about marriage and never being married for decades, I was forced to change them by, his assumption, his list. And I changed my mind. Like, I just felt like I naturally, that's what I wanted. I changed my mind, because actually it's not that I didn't want to get married. I think that old version of me maybe didn't think I could meet the perfect person. But of course, I created the perfect person list, and you know what? That is the person I would want to marry. You see, it didn't click for me until later. You see, guys, like, been doing this for years, and you still learn. You're still learning. Jen, how do I was supposed to run into my SP when we're in different countries? Well, why are you focused on running into them? Is that your aim, that you just want to run into them? Is that your end result? I mean, I've had people from Australia say that they went to New York and they bumped into their SP in New York, even though their SP lived in Australia as well. It was weird. It's like both of them had taken a trip unbeknownst to them at separate times, and just both happened to be there at the same time. So if you just want to bump into them, then it's going to happen. I mean, I've bumped into people in random places and random countries that I wasn't expecting. Besides, Joseph and I lived in different countries, thousands of miles apart. Right, we didn't run into each other because my end result was a loving, committed relationship, right? So we didn't need to run into each other. We just needed to connect and then move in with each other. But anyway, I am using a dating app is okay during manifestation. Yes. I think a lot of people are worried about that, aren't they? We had this question a few times on our live Q&A, because we do them every Tuesday on the Discord, and everyone gets to ask a question, everyone that wants to. And a few times now people have asked this about, is it okay to date? Like, some people really think that if you're dating whilst you're manifesting a specific person, then you're not being true to your specific person or your desire. I've done a video about inspired action. If anyone is worried about the actions they're taking, they should watch that. And there is another video, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's the one where I dissect what happened with the grandpa manifestation, grandpa who manifested his wife, and how many times he asked her out. I think it was like 7 times he got rejected. And some people are like, well, that's not manifesting. That's he asked her out and stuff, and that's chasing some sort of BS. They completely did not understand how this works. Remember, manifestation, like I say, is about embodying the identity of the version of you that has the desire, right? Despite the 3D evidence, okay? It's identity work. So if I've changed my identity, and like I said, I did that with my first SP. I changed my identity. I really had a feeling he was coming back. And for some reason, I was still compelled to date this dude that came from nowhere, and we connected. And he was such a perfect part of my bridge. Everyone comes to play a part. Everyone plays their part. Whether it takes, as Neville said, was it one person or 100 people to be moved to realize your manifestation, they will all be moved unbeknownst to them. They're all going to help you get your manifestation. So if I feel like I've set my intention and I'm embodying the state and I'm connected to that desire, I'm not going to, I might date and I might not, but the action is not important. It's which version of me is taking the action that's important. Does that make sense, guys? And I've gone into that in much more detail in that video as to what that means. Any advice for chasing a dream career? I know exactly what I want, but I don't know where to start, and I feel like I'm not working to achieve it. Yeah, Alice, I mean, I've done it a few times in my life. I'd set so many intentions. I was like, yes, I want to be an actress and a model and a voiceover artist and I had so many intentions. And I didn't realize, actually, I realized all of them, even to my intention of being a presenter. I realize now that essentially that's kind of what I am right now. Presenting and stuff to an audience, right? This is actually what I'd always dreamed of doing since I was a child. Like, I really wanted to do that, but I was so painfully shy. I was very shy, and I still am, that's the thing, but not to the degree that I was. But when it comes to your career, ask yourself, what do you want to do? And if you don't know exactly what career that is, which I didn't for the most part, then how do I want to feel at my job? Or what kind of attributes would that job have? You know, just start getting some clarity and understanding what that even is. You know what I mean? That's the main thing I can say. That is the greatest place to start, because you know, if you don't know what kind of attributes you want in a job, then you're going to be given anything. Like, I very much settled, and you see, even when I went for Scrum Mastery, I didn't want to be a Scrum Master, really. I thought I did, but actually no, because that would have meant being in the corporate field and working for another company and stuff. And I didn't want any of that. I think it was just going along, you know, for the ride, until I realized, well, thank you. Yes, of course, my bridge was going to reject me at every point, because that was not the intention I had set for myself. I'd said that I was going to be my own boss and work my own hours and work from home and blah, 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 you know. Hey, Big Mike, me and my SP are meeting up for a meal before we go see our son this Christmas. Before we see our son's Xmas play, our Christmas play a few months back, she wouldn't have accepted to meet me for a meal. I'm moving to the same city as her and the kids. Big Mike, my God, congratulations, babe. I have been on this journey with you. I remember your comments and stuff. It's like seeing the progress. You know, you guys, I invite you to comment about your progress and where you're at, because I do document. I might not be able to respond to every single one of you. I really do. Like I said, I'm struggling to keep up, but don't think for a second that I don't pay attention and that I'm not trying to follow all your journeys and that, because it's important. As much as it's important to you, it's important to me as well. I love to see you guys grow. Why do you think I do everything that I do? Why do you think I spend over 3 hours and stuff of my time here and doing everything that I can and making videos that give you as much information, as much guidance as possible? Because I want to see you succeed. You're capable of it, and you're all going to. This is incredible, Mike. Congratulations. Cinnamon Toasty, I needed to hear that. I just came to the realization yesterday that identity of self is important. It is everything. It is everything, guys. That's all that it is. It's identity. I'm so nervous. There is no visible movement regarding my SP manifestation, but another person did come into my life out of nowhere. So many people say this. Eureka, it is so normal. Why the nervousness, right? There's no visible movement. I've done videos about there's no movement and it being the biggest myth and the biggest lie. Perhaps actually, if you watch, there's like 2, I think, or 3. There's like a few times I've done it, and they go into a lot of depth, and I tell you, they will make you feel a lot better about this idea of no movement, which is complete. No. There is movement all the time. How can there not be? And this person coming into your life as well, this is not surprising. When you embody a state, like I say, everyone and everything will be moved to help you realize your manifestation, to help reflect your state. And so this person is moved, you know, and it's a way of life showing you again where you're at. So ask yourself, why the fear? Does feeling at peace embody the state of the wish fulfilled? Tasmaniac, does feeling at peace embody it? If you can calm yourself, and from that space, imagine what if from that calm impressionable state, that is the best way to impress. Yes, And if you're talking about just feeling at peace, is that like a byproduct of being in your wish fulfilled? Yes, a lot of my clients, when they change their state, they do often say they feel at peace, they feel calm. Many of them say they feel like it's a weight lifted off their shoulder. I mean, there's a few of you who've worked with me here, you know, comment how would you describe that feeling of the wish fulfilled, that your shift in state? Mona Lisa, I'm manifesting something seemingly impossible, and something unexpected happened that gave many people my manifestation, but not me in the 3D. Do you know the possible reason why? I sort of discussed this earlier in the video, Mona Lisa, about it depends. Did you embody it in first person? Did you experience that as your truth? Or are you experiencing it in third person, like a sort of, I'm thinking of something rather than from something? And this causes a disconnect. That's why I see other people getting my desire, but not me. And that's why when that happens, rather than seeing it as a sign that I'm getting what I want, I see it as a comparison and a competition, because I don't have what I want. And the only reason why you would ever make a comparison to someone, or that you would ever have jealousy, or that you would ever have like, why do they have it, not me? The only reason we would ever get into that state is because we believe they have got something that I am never going to have. Whereas if I know I'm destined to have that, it is happening for me, then other people getting it is kind of a different feeling, isn't it? So this could be, you know, this could be something to kind of ask yourself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it there, because my throat is dry, and I could do with a drink, because before this I was also coaching for a couple of hours too with my client. So I'm running out of voice now. My husky, you know, seductive tone. 3 hours. 3 hours. Wow, manifesting goddess, 3 hours. It doesn't feel like it though, does it? Or does it? How many of you have actually made it all the way through? How many of you hardcore were here since the beginning of the call? Did any of you last all the way through? You're welcome, guys. Yeah, Coco, you know what I mean. It's the comparison, right? I am, yes. Oh my God, Alice, Lucian, manifesting goddess. Wow. What is it? At work right now, Alice? Alice, you're at work. Oh, Strawberry, you were here from the beginning. Oh my God. You guys are so incredible. Twinkle Stardust, of course, of course. Right here. Oh, what was your question handle with Care? What handle? Yeah, I thought I did actually. I recognize your name. I definitely responded, didn't I? Dipping in and out, looking glass. Victoria, Rave, kinda. Oh, you meant me? Yeah, Coco. I know, I see you, and I'm just like, Coco, and it's spelled the same, you see. Oh, please, everyone, believe what Athena tells you. Thank you, Big Mike. You're amazing. Please keep us posted, Mike, okay? You know, your story will keep other people going too. She's losing her voice. Oh, Mark, I do. Time to manifest a hot drink. I did have a coffee earlier. That's what I mean. I forgot my hot drink. Oh, yeah, handle with care. Yeah, I did. I did answer you about the straight SP and that. I did. When you listen back to this, you'll see it. I have no idea where it was, though. And I apologize now, because that means you might have to trundle through 3 hours. But I have answered that question essentially twice during the state of this call, because someone else had a similar one. So you'll be fine. I like what you shared. It helps a lot. Awesome. Awesome. I'm glad. If this was helpful to you guys, awesome. You know, like, subscribe if you haven't already, because apparently it's my friend was saying, oh my God, I was subscribed, but it was like it was showing that I wasn't subscribed. So I had to subscribe again, or I don't know what's glitching on YouTube. But make sure you're subscribed, and make sure to keep in touch with me. Make sure to keep in touch in the comment section. Share your successes and how you've been doing. I love you all. You're all truly amazing. Please believe in yourself, because I believe in all of you. I believe in all of you. You're all capable. You all have the knowledge, the experience, the savvy, the talent, the power. You can do it. We love you. We got you. Okay? Okay? Go do it. I want to hear your success. I want to hear the feedback. Come back. Tell me how you get on. Loads of love to you. Have a wonderful, amazing weekend, everybody. Hugs and kisses to you all. Have a wonderful time. You're welcome, Gearhead Review. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. Thank you, everyone, for your super kind, generous donations as well. I am floored by this community's generosity also. Looking Glass Tarot. Hugs and kisses, Lucian. All of you. Thank you. Take care, everybody. See you soon. Bye, everyone. Bye.